8-3 record. They led the NFC East division by 2 games. Alex Smith gets hurt. 4 quarterbacks play over the next 4 games. And it's interesting, Darryl, just one win separates Philadelphia and Washington, yet it feels like a million miles apart.
It's amazing that only one win separates these teams. When you sit down and talk to them and see the different vibe, the different emotions. You mentioned the 4 quarterbacks, but 24 players put on IR. Your margin for error is so small from week to week. It makes it so challenging. Ryan Kerrigan told us they've got the right guys here. Good intensity, good effort at practice during the course of the week. We'll see how that translates to the field today.
Washington trying to finish with an 8-8 record. Let's head down to the field and Laura Oakman.
Hi, Chris. Doug Peterson's message this week: we can't be watching any other game because if we lose this game, we're done. The scoreboard on Philly's side will be showing the Bears-Vikings game, but will they be watching? Chris Long told me, listen, it's not like we're not going to try to break our necks trying not to look, but I think the moment we start thinking about things we can't control, the things we can control start to unravel. Our focus is here.
All right, thank you very much, and here we go. Temperature in the 40s, light wind, no rain in the forecast. Byron Marshall for the Redskins on the return. He slips through a tackle and brought down short of the 25. The Redskins did win the toss, and they wanted the football, and they have it. We've mentioned the quarterback shuffle. Josh Johnson has bounced around, but since stepping in for the Redskins, remember he was signed after Colt McCoy, who played in relief of the injury to starter Alex Smith. And when he was able to grab a win for this team, his mobility could be a factor today. In fact, mobile quarterbacks have given the Eagle defense a bit of a problem.
Yeah, but that's going to be key for this Redskin offense. That offensive line, one of the areas that was hit really, really hard with that injury bug. So the ability to extend plays and get out of the pocket will be key to them having success this afternoon.
What's up?
Johnson scrambling right away, pointing, throwing, and open. But he underthrew him, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas with the takeaway, and that's been a big difference for the Eagles now in their last 5+ games. 11 takeaways compared to just 6 in their first 11 games.
Really well played right here, just kind of in that trail position, looking back, finding the quarterback, seeing what's going on. He looks open, but that's a long throw, and the ability to close and make the interception by Rasul Douglas.
And you saw Douglas with a little tug of the jersey on Josh Doxson. He was open. It just took a while for the ball to get there. And the takeaway sets up the Eagles, and they wear that as if they're stealing the football from the opposition. Looks like my agent. But it's a difference maker. Doug Peterson said not only has the defensive line played well, our takeaways have made a difference, shortening the field for our offense. And here on the first play, they get it back for Foles, who gives to Wendell Smallwood with a gain of 8 on first down. Foles making his 5th start of this season, 3-1 record. He opened the season. Carson Wentz is inactive. Nate Sudfeld would be the backup here. And what a game. In fact, he's had 4 400-yard passing games, a record-setting moment when you look at Eagle quarterbacks over time, as Darren Sproles checks in on 2nd and 2.
8-5-1. 8-5-1.
Straight ahead Sproles. He's got a first down up across the 41-yard line. Offensive line, Jason Peters battling that quad injury, but he's toughing it out. Lane Johnson, no sacks allowed last week by him against the tough J.J. Watt.
Good performance there by that offensive line, and the skill positions have gotten healthy. They were really injured in that wide receiver running back area early in the season, working with a personnel group, 3 tight ends that is something they use from time to time, but it became the featured personnel group, and that's not who this team is.
Redskins with a deep drop. There's a flag.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 94. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
Preston Smith caught leaning in there. Craig Ralstad, our referee today, and that'll make things easier. What's the biggest difference with Foles in this lineup versus Carson Wentz?
I think one of the things that we learned yesterday, his read and react response to what the offensive play and the matchups are. He gives his guys opportunities with 50-50 balls down the field. A lot of people talk about a more vertical approach, but it's the matchups he sees at pre-snap.
Good rush. He had to get rid of it over the head of Sproles. Preston Smith was the guy coming in on that Washington defense without Matt Ioannidis. Caleb Brantley starts up front in place of him. Kerrigan going to the Pro Bowl after a slow start, a dozen sacks for Washington, and DeShazer Everett in the secondary for the since-released DJ Swearinger.
And this group, a lot of people asking why Greg Minuski's defense hasn't been able to carry this team while they've been relatively healthy. It's that complementary football. The offense is not holding the ball. The defense is on the field a lot, not getting off on third down.
Foles. And first down inside the 40. Dallas Goedert gets down around the 30 of Washington. The emerging rookie tight end has allowed this offense to open up.
And that's just one of those other situations where now you've got another tight end coming in. That's Zach Ertz, who draws all the coverage to you. And now you've got Dallas Goedert crossing the field underneath into the flat. And his emergence now with that two tight end personnel, something that Doug Peterson would like to get into more often with a healthy set of wide receivers and those running backs back.
A gain of 25 yards. Josh Adams is in at running back. He gets the carry. Gets inside the 25 of Washington before he gets shoved back. Doug Peterson in his third year talked about the greatest challenge of repeating as a Super Bowl champ. He said the energy level from training camp all the way to where we are now, it can zap good. And he admitted himself, hey, at times I had to remind myself of that, not just the team.
A lot of distractions in the offseason celebrating your Super Bowl championship, but you got to get ready to defend, and they found that to be a little bit challenging this offseason.
Hey, Rambo, Sunday, son.
This will be on the Eagles, it would appear.
False start. Offense. Number 71 and number 65. That's a 5-yard penalty.
All right,
second down.
They got two Eagles on that. Now, Philadelphia, they've scored the fewest first quarter points of any team in the NFL this year. They have 38 points. That's somewhat surprising given this offense. But even Foles said, I'm a rhythm guy. I want to start, get into a pattern, get into a rhythm, and has an opportunity here, although the penalty backing him up.
Yeah, but better the last 4 games. 3 of the last 4 games they've scored.
Handled by Foles. He still completes the pass, but just at that 25-yard line where Golden Tate hauled in the pass.
The opening drive last week against Houston was outstanding. 13 plays, 77 yards, and that's the kind of rhythm that Nick Foles is talking about. You mentioned, the fewest points in the first quarter, and what is different about this team? One of the things over the last month is their ability to start the game quickly and get some points on that opening drive.
Foles hit on 15 of 16 passes on 3rd or 4th down in that previous week. He's facing a 3rd and 5. It's intercepted into the arms of the Redskins. DeShazer Everett with the pick. They trade turnovers. And a costly one there because the Eagles were in field goal range. Foles intercepted by Everett. And Washington is back on offense.
That'll be $12.45.
Sure. Drew Brees, what you just did with that Visa card is the most amazing thing I've ever seen you do.
But I've won a Super Bowl.
But you didn't do it so quickly.
Yeah, it took you like 3 hours.
But that's how long a game takes.
Drew, that kind of speed could really help your career.
But I have more passing yards
Did
than
you do it again?
He just did it again like it was nothing.
Thanks, guys.
Now you can tap to pay with Visa at CVS. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
The moment you realize your fridge is trying to tell you something.
At Lowe's, we sell more appliances than anyone else, so we can help you pick the right one.
Shop Lowe's and get up to 35% off select appliance special values.
Hey, portal answer.
Oh, hey, baby.
Hey,
Happy holidays.
Aw, you having an ugly sweater party?
What?
Oh,
No.
Are you throwing a burnt cookie party?
No, I think she's having a messy kitchen party.
Very funny, you guys.
Deal 'em, Frank.
Portal. Buy any two and get $100 off.
Look forward, hit the gas, focus on the road before you. The redesigned Honda Civic, with standard Honda sensing and a multi-angle rear-view camera. It's fun, always.
Gordon's back to save restaurants from the brink.
My time is done. Now I've got to go.
24 Hours to Hell and Back premieres Wednesday on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Lowe's.
Nick Foles looking for Zach Ertz on this play, but look at the coverage. It's tight. It's really congested in the middle of the field, and this ball sails on Nick Foles, and this will happen from time to time. He had a bad interception in the second half of the game last week against the Houston Texans, and not so much the ball sailing, but also the decision-making. That happens from time to time with Nick Foles.
To Shazer Everett, 24-yard interception return. 31-yard line of Washington. Adrian Peterson, and a flag dropped at the 31 after Peterson carried.
Holding. Offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Chris, if there's one thing the Redskins have been good at this season, it's offensive holding. Unfortunately, that's not a good thing to lead the league in.
And they do lead the league in holding penalties. That one's on Jeremy Sprinkles, the reserve tight end. Vernon Davis is out with a concussion. Jordan Reed was put on injured reserve as the injuries continue to pile up on Jay Gruden.
Hey, Lucky, 5-8, 5-8.
Wipes out a 8-yard gain. Now first and 20. Johnson's throw caught by Crowder up at the 28-yard line.
That's what I mean when I talk about margin for error. 2nd and 2 versus 1st and 20. That Redskins can't stay in those types of positions against this defense of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Jordan Hicks, important part of that defense, battling a calf strain, but he is out there. We've already seen one takeaway by this Eagle defense in this game. But the Pats defense has been leaky. Can Josh Johnson take advantage? Johnson on 2nd and 13 is going to have to run. There's room if he wants to head upfield. He throws, and the catch toward the sideline. Did he stay in bounds? That's Michael Floyd. And he's in the lineup because Maurice Harris was put on injured reserve. Out of bounds is the ruling on the reception. Let's check the feet, and the officials got it right.
Again, we've seen the ability of Josh Johnson to get out, extend these plays, and be mobile. A little high right there, able to get that first foot down, but not able to get the second one in.
Redskins averaging just under 19 points a game, facing a 3rd and 13. Need to get to the 41-yard line for a first down. It's a 4-man rush. The throw is incomplete. Let's get a game break. Say hi to Carissa Thompson. Hey, Carissa.
Hey, Chris. So as you know, the Eagles clinched with a win and a Vikings loss, so I'll keep you updated on this game all day long. Trubisky hands it off to Jordan Howard, who scores from 6 yards out on the opening drive. Bears leading early, 7-0. Chris, Gerald, and Laura.
Thank you, Carissa. That's good news for Eagle fans who want the win here. And that Minnesota loss to grab the final NFC playoff spot. The Rams are leading against the 49ers by the score of 7-0. That figures in the big picture. They can nail down the 2 seed. Sproles back at the 15-yard line. Nick Foles, after throwing an early interception, takes over with the Eagles on offense, scoreless.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Hurry! It's the final days to get 0% financing for 72 months on Ford F-150. See your Ford dealer today.
So the whole world is talking about AI. Big, bold promises like,
it'll find life on Mars.
But here's the thing. You don't live on Mars. You build wind turbines, supply car parts to thousands of cities, answer millions of customer calls a year, like this one.
No, I didn't order this. It's terrifying.
And that's why you work with Watson.
Hello.
It knows your industry, protects your insights, and works with tools you already use. That's why it's the best AI for the job.
Alexa, play morning music.
You might be the only one who's ever seen the light of day. I'll go wherever you will live.
Alexa, add bananas to my shopping list. Okay.
McDonald's 2 for $5 mix and match deal is back. And the fresh beef quarter pounder with cheese is the new headliner. Mix your choice of 2 favorites on the remixed 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
It's on time! It's on time! Michigan State. It all comes down to this. The Red Box Bowl. New Year's Eve at 2:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by McDonald's.
Doug Peterson saying last night, I have to write on my call sheet a reminder, patience with the run, and stare at it every once in a while.
Everybody from the Andy Reid offense has to write patience with the run on their call sheet because they tend to slide to 65 pass, 35 run. Now, in the beginning of the year, when he had Jay Ajayi, it was easy to do that. You've got a big physical running back. He wanted to have that style to this offense, but he's had to adjust a little bit, and he has to remind himself during the course of the game.
They've run it 3 times and thrown it 4. On first down, it's Adams with a big hole who slips across the 20-yard line of Philadelphia. Adams had a tough fumble last week, but he has taken over because of the injuries at running back. He's the Eagles' leading rusher. Played 13 games after the first couple of weeks. He was on the practice squad.
And he'll be important. If Philadelphia wins today and Chicago wins today and the Eagles get into the playoffs, Josh Adams is going to be important for this team because he does add that physical element in the running game that Doug Peterson can be patient with.
Yeah, he's 6'2", big guy averaging over 4 yards a carry. The Bears are leading the Vikings 7-0. Rams are leading San Francisco 7-0. Scoreless here. Foles has time, but then he's brought down. Short of the 18 as Stacy McGee got to him.
Nice job in the secondary by the Washington Redskins. Nowhere for Nick Foles to go with the football. We talked about read and react. He's going through his progression, trying to find where the ball goes. You can see him look to his left. That was his outlet, but it was too late as protection broke down.
Sproles was over there, but Foles couldn't get it to him quick enough. After a loss of 3. Darren Sproles is the running back. 3 receivers, top of your screen. Golden Tate in the slot. Eagles need 8. Foles has a moment. And in between, Tate couldn't hold it. A couple of Redskin defenders. Looked like Foles had dropped it in there.
It really did. We'll have to see what happens here with Golden Tate. You know, he's got it right there. He tries to kind of one-hand it. I don't know if he felt Ha-Ha Clinton Dix coming up and was trying to prepare for a big hit, but that was great location by Nick Foles. Golden Tate's just got to finish that play.
Redskins defense forces a 4th down punt. First-year punter from Ohio State, Cameron Johnston, from inside his own 10. And Crowder has it at the 36. Crowder cuts back and gets up across the 44-yard line. A lot on the line for the Eagles. It's an old-fashioned NFC East rivalry game. Redskins and Philadelphia.
At T-Mobile, get the unlimited plan with the latest phones included for $40.
We're included?
Included!
At T-Mobile, get the unlimited plan and latest phones included for $40.
Feels so good to be included.
Guess what day it is?
Holy smokes.
Hey, Kurt. Are you watching the best of Geico?
I sure am, Linda. They've been saving folks money for years. And now they're re-airing some of their all-time greatest hits with classics like Hump Day, Caveman Airport, and even Celebrating Squirrels.
This crudité is great, but those Geico ads are even better.
But that's not all. Vote today and you can enter for a chance to appear in an upcoming Geico commercial. Just visit geico.com/beststuff.
Oh, Geico.
I'm Ken Jacobus, and I switched to the Spark Cash Card from Capital One. I earn unlimited 2% cash back on everything I buy. And last year, I earned $36,000 in cash back, which I used to offer health insurance to my employees. What's in your wallet?
Introducing the $6 King Box. Choose from the Flame Grilled Whopper or 3 other favorites and get fries, a drink, and 2 cookies for just $6. The $6 King Box, only at Burger King.
That girl is Fox Wednesday. Celebrities go undercover.
Welcome everybody to The Masked Singer
In Fox's musical guessing game.
Are you in a boy band?
Stop smiling at me.
Each week, someone gets revealed.
Who's behind the mask?
The Masked Singer premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered. And by Burger King. Try the new $6 King Box only at Burger King.
Recap of the 7-8 Redskins season. Veterans on offense. They added Alex Smith and Adrian Peterson. Got out to a 6-3 start. Led the division, but that 10th game, Smith the broken leg. 3 different starting quarterbacks since, going 1-5. They released DJ Swearinger from the defense after he was critical of the defensive coordinator and some other moves. But Jay Gruden said, we had to talk about that. More on that later. I'm trying to keep the football team on the football stuff and finish at least with an 8-8 record. Right away, making the stop is Brandon Graham on Adrian Peterson.
Boy, he's been playing well down the stretch. You know, all this team is, they've gotten healthy and gotten everybody back in the lineup. They're going to have a tough decision on Brandon Graham at the end of this season.
A number of free agents on that Jim Schwartz defense. Graham was one of those guys. He said, I'm not going to kid you here. I'll be scoreboard watching when I'm not on the field playing. And he's looking up at the Bears leading Minnesota 7-0.
Lucky. Hey, 5-0.
After a loss of 4, Johnson batted away and almost intercepted. It was almost another Eagle takeaway. Johnson already has 1 pick. Rasul Douglas on that opening throw.
Well, you've got a banged up offensive line. You've got a quarterback that's only been in your system for a little over a month right now. And Jim Schwartz is bringing some pressure up inside, trying to cloud that up. Nigel Bradham goes up and gets a deflection on that one.
Bradham last week played every snap on defense in that win over the Texans. 3rd and 14. A lot of Eagle fans here.
Got your 2 edge rushers on the same side.
Chris Long with Michael Bennett. And trying to dump it off to Chris Thompson. And it's 4th down. Let's get a game break. Carissa.
Thanks, Chris. So the Ravens clinch the AFC North with a win. Baker trying to play spoiler. This helps. Finds Brashad Perriman for this 28-yard score. Browns up early, 7-3. Chris, Darrell, and Laura.
All right, thank you. The scramble in the AFC. The Chiefs are leading the Raiders 7-0. They can nail down the number 1 seed. The Patriots won earlier. They have a chance at the 1 seed, but at least a first-round bye for New England once again. And Sproles has it and knocked down right away at the 20. Good special teams play as the Washington Redskins get it from Adonis Alexander. Eagles on offense at a scoreless opening quarter.
You could take the treatment of your ulcerative colitis in a different direction. Talk
Talk to your doctor about Xeljanz, a pill, not an injection or infusion, for adults with moderate to severe ulcerative colitis. Xeljanz is the first and only FDA-approved pill for moderate to severe UC. It can reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks, improve the appearance of the intestinal lining, and provide lasting steroid-free remission. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have tears in the stomach or intestines, serious allergic reactions, low blood cell counts, higher liver tests, and cholesterol levels. Don't start Xeljanz if you have an infection. Your doctor should perform blood tests before and while taking Xeljanz and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you've been somewhere fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. You could take your UC treatment in a different direction. Ask your gastroenterologist about Xeljanz.
I feel like I know that voice.
Who's behind the mask?
Oh my God!
We have Grammy winners, Emmy winners, and Hall of Fame players.
This show is messing with my mind. Take it up.
The Masked Singer premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Well, Nick Foles started the first couple of games. Eagles record 1-1. Carson Wentz returning for the next 11 games, a 5-6 record. And then Foles having to come back in when Wentz in the last couple of games before starting this one. Eagles have won both of those with 31 points a game average through that. And happy birthday, Carson Wentz. He'll get his back checked on further, but unlikely. In fact, don't count on him should the Eagles make the playoffs. He's not in the plans right now because of the injury, so it's up to Foles. And right now, in a scoreless game here, the Bears are leading Minnesota in their game 7-0. Foles to Sproles with room to run, and he goes up the sideline up near the 35. So he stepped out at the 33, but good enough for a first down.
Just a great element in this offense. You fake him the ball, you can either block that guy in protection or just free release him. They choose to free release Darren Sproles. Nice job by Nick Foles getting it over the top, and just a great addition to this offensive group with Darren Sproles back healthy after that hamstring.
A pickup of a dozen as Smallwood comes in. That's Aguilar in motion. Wendell Smallwood with an crease first down up across the 45-yard line. Clinton Dix brought him down, but another Eagle first down.
We had Wendell Smallwood in the lineup back when we had the Eagles versus the Colts week 3, and I was really impressed with his physicality running the football. So one of the guys a little bit undersized, and you think he's more of a speed scat back, but he ran real physically.
Picked up 13. The injuries you mentioned with Ajayi and Clement to that running stable. Josh Adams is back in at the 46 of Philadelphia. Adams straight ahead, met hard this time, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage. He had a career-high 85 rushing yards in the first meeting with the Redskins, but he's only averaged about 28 yards a game in the last 3. We're sharing the load with Sproles back and Smallwood.
It's tough to run on this Redskin team when you go towards the middle, when you got Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, Caleb Brantley in today for Mad Ioannidis, but that's a big group of 3 guys inside.
It's a flip to Nelson Aguilar, and he's got another Eagle first down. A creative run by Doug Peterson.
Yeah, they're going to make you hear that saying. You'll hear Sean McVay say, "We make you defend every blade of grass on the field," and that's kind of sideline to sideline. So we've seen some of the power game up inside. Now here you go. Let's test the perimeter. Let's see how they are with their run support coming out of the secondary.
10-yard pickup 43-yard line of Washington. Each team has had the ball on offense 3 times. Just over 4 minutes in a scoreless opening quarter. Sproles in the backfield. Quick pass. And Dallas Goedert knocked out of bounds after making the catch. Of course, Zach Ertz, the starting tight end, set the NFL reception record already in a single season for a tight end. But Goddard's emergence has really helped this team out.
What it helps you do, Chris, is you line up with 1 running back, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and you really don't know what the Eagles are going to call. You saw Nelson Aguilar on that last one, where it kind of looks like a pass formation, but they come in with a run. So the emergence of Dallas Goedert has really put stress on defenses to have to defend run and pass out of that personnel.
From the 40, quick pass to Smallwood. 2 Redskins gather him in as he is held inbounds to give DeShazer Everett credit for the tackle. He had the interception earlier on that Washington defense, and a defense that is moving on from DJ Swearinger. They've had other injuries. They had Monte Nicholson, who was placed on the reserve list after his arrest charge earlier. Dunbar had an injury. On 3rd and 4. Alshon Jeffrey has it, and yes, he stayed in bounds. Boy, these two have a chemistry that he wants everybody up to the line on a quick snap, so there's no chance to challenge here. That's Josh Norman wondering if he kept his feet in. It was ruled a catch. And a 16-yard pickup, and now it's in the history books as Sproles gets back to the 21-yard line. Let's take a look at the feet.
Well, the officials can't do anything about it, but we sure can. Let's go back and see if this was a completion in bounds. He secures the catch. There's 1 foot down. Does he get that second one? Sure.
Oh, that is.
Did he have possession that was still moving a little bit?
Good footwork, but
there's the 2 feet down. It sure looked like he had it secured. Now he's going to the ground. So does he maintain possession? It sure looks like he did. I think I'd give that a catch the way it was called on the field.
And they didn't want to. As he was being checked, that's Jeffrey over on the sideline. He came out of the game last week beat up. After no gain, Foles to Sproles, who's tackled right away. Fabian Moreau on Sproles, who's in his 14th season. He played the last 4 games. He missed 10 before that because of that hamstring, and it was an important part of the offense that was missing when you talk about quarterback injury and receivers being shuffled around and other running backs.
He's a matchup problem for a defense. Who are you going to put on him? That's one of the things that Darren Sproles has done throughout his career. And if you can get him in space, those return skills become very evident.
On 3rd and 10, they were down here before, suffered an interception that cost him a scoring opportunity. Foles the quick pass, and the catch is made, going out of bounds, Golden Tate. But he's going to be short of the first down. And this is not, for a team that's gone for it the second most on 4th down, this is not a situation where Doug Peterson wants to fool around in what has been an early defensive struggle. So here comes Jake Elliott in the field goal unit.
Yeah, get some points on the board. You had a nice opening drive that ended with that interception, and you gave up the opportunity to try for points. So let's get some points on the board.
He kicked the game winner. His time expired from 35 yards away last week. And Elliott from 33. The Eagles take the lead with just 22 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. And now this from Farmers Insurance.
Parking splat. And we covered it. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Eagles settle for 3 on a drive that covered more than 60 yards in 6 minutes. In a defensive battle in the opening quarter.
But you see Foles 7 for 7, 50 yards. That's some of that read and react and taking what the defense is giving you. They haven't given him those big shots down the field at this point.
Byron Marshall back to receive. And from his goal line on the return for the Redskins. Up across the 22-yard line. The NFC playoff picture. The Saints have the #1 seed. The Rams, who have a 14-0 advantage over the 49ers, can nail down the 2nd seed. The Eagles need to win and hope the Vikings lose to get that final NFC playoff spot. And right now, the Bears lead 7-0 with under a minute to go in the opening quarter. And the Cowboys got their 10th win earlier today, resting Ezekiel Elliott, but a dramatic come-from-behind win against the Giants.
Yeah, great throw and catch. Dak Prescott to Cole Beasley. Great job in the back of the end zone, getting the 2-point play and then holding the Giants off at the end.
Cowboys will be hosting a playoff game. Chris Long looking in. A couple of sacks in the big win last week. Brother Kyle active and playing today for the Bears as well. As Peterson is brought down right away. And the opening quarter should wind down. The game plan, Jay Gruden would like to see Peterson get his hands on the football 25 times or more, but trailing 3-0, we'll see how that plays out. It's a close one so far, but the Eagles have a 3-0 lead after 1 at FedEx Field.
Season begins this Thursday on Fox.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually that one
I love it.
I like red.
Current lessees switch to GMC and get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Acadia for around $229 per month. Or get this low-mileage lease on this all-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $179 per month.
The Green Dot 5% cashback Visa debit card. The new kind of bank account with no minimum balance requirement and no overdraft or bounce check fees. Pick it up at the store or delivered to your door. You get 5% cash back on everything you buy, up to $250 in cash back every year. And for a limited time, we'll give you an extra $100 in cash back on top of whatever you earn. So you can get up to $350 in cash back your first year. GreenDot.com. Green Dot Bank, member FDIC.
The holiday gift-giving season has come and gone. And if that gift was a brand new Hyundai, it probably went something like this. If it wasn't, that's okay. Because you can still get a great deal on your new Hyundai during the final days of Hyundai Holidays.
Now get up to $3,500 total savings with holiday event cash on the 2018 Tucson. Hurry, Hyundai Holidays ends January 2nd.
Gordon's back to save restaurants from the brink.
My time is done. No, I've got to go.
24 Hours to Hell and Back premieres Wednesday on Fox.
More open on the field. Daryl Johnston, Chris Myers, the NFL on Fox. Glad you're with us from FedEx Field. Start of the second quarter in a game in which the playoffs hang in the balance for Philadelphia. And Washington taking over on offense with Josh Johnson, who is the 4th quarterback. They had signed Mark Sanchez when Colt McCoy went down because they thought he had some playoff experience behind a young backup. And then when he was injured, they had to go out and get somebody else. And Johnson had been in the system with Jay Gruden in Cincinnati and Tampa and has produced under the circumstances. Byron Marshall splits out as a receiver bottom of your screen. The running back, Thompson, is the top of your screen. Interesting formation. 2nd and 11. And open downfield for a first down catch at the 43 is Josh Doctson.
Josh Doctson coming out of that inside spot. And, you know, one of the things that Josh Johnson told us was as he's kind of going through this whole process and trying to show, his skills to the rest of the NFL, is his ability to prepare and execute in the offense. And remember, he's only been here a few weeks, and running empty formations and that shows you how far along he's come since that first week.
Pick up a 20. It's Peterson. Adrian with nowhere to go. Yeah, Josh Johnson, when you look at his career, 13 different NFL franchises have had him either in their camp or under contract. His third start since being signed by Washington. He's even played for the Sacramento Mountain Lions of the UFL and under contract to the San Diego Fleet of the AAF. He's played for both John Gruden and Jay Gruden, but just grateful, never blamed anybody for being bounced around the league, but has always kept his focus on trying to play in the league and survive. And that's still his plan beyond this year. Pressure coming, he steps up and slips away. Johnson to midfield. Malcolm Jenkins brought him down. That's the mobility that helps out Josh Johnson.
Absolutely. And this was an issue last week for the Eagles defense against Deshaun Watson and the Texans. They had him bottled up but couldn't get him to the ground. Exactly the same thing here. It looks like they've got Josh Johnson sacked right there, but he's able to break away and get a positive gain.
So now it's 3rd and 2 after he got 7 out of that. It was Fletcher Cox and Michael Bennett. Boy, that Eagle defensive line, they just keep coming at you from all over. It could be Chris Long or Brandon Graham. Haloti Ngata. Johnson's in trouble. And knocked down, he'll lose yardage. Coming up from his defensive back spot, Rasul Douglas is already having a big game with an interception and a sack there.
Yeah, I think it was Michael Bennett on the inside. Let's see if Michael Bennett just gets right up the field immediately, beats the down block. Yeah, just an athletic move, kind of pushes it out. There's Brandon Graham up the field. So, I mean, you had your 2 inside guys up the field that forced Josh Johnson to run the bubble. That play was dead at the snap.
Tress Way is the only punter without a touchback. That is unbelievable. Sproles has that fair catch at the 13-yard line. The Eagle defense protecting a 3-0 lead. Foles and Sproles on offense in a moment.
This is the Chevy Equinox. Beautiful.
Wow. Ooh, this is fancy.
That's the available HD surround vision camera.
The top of your car?
Mm-hmm. It helps you see dangers around the vehicle.
What is that?
Wait, what is that?
Oh my God.
What is that?
These are big alligators. So who's getting out first?
I don't know, but we're keeping this camera on.
Use your employee discount for everyone to get over $6,000 below MSRP on this Equinox when you finance with GM Financial. Get the Chevy employee discount for everyone today.
Come along, catch a heifer lump. Sit with me on a muddy clump. We'll sing a song of days gone by. Come along now. Run away from the humdrum. We'll go to a place that is safe from greed, anger, and boredom. We'll dance and sing till sundown and feast with abandon. We'll sleep when the morning comes and we'll rise by the sound of the bird song.
Ha! Surprise! It's your MVC bike.
What's MVC?
Most valuable client.
I'm your only client.
I'm your only agent.
No, you're not.
No worries, we have great rates on motorcycles.
Oh, well, that's too bad because I was gonna trade this in for a boat.
We cover that too.
Hop on, Aaron. Sorry, State Farm, no third wheels. This isn't a tricycle.
Jan? Yeah.
Feels so light.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Aquaman is the #1 movie in the world.
That's awesome.
It's an amazing achievement in superhero cinema.
This is gonna be fun.
Filled with pulse-pounding action and dazzling visual effects. Aquaman, rated PG-13.
12 celebrities sing undercover in America's biggest guessing game ever.
Oh, snap!
The Masked Singer premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
Want more stats? Hey Siri, who leads the league in rushing yards?
Well, the defending Super Bowl champs need to win to get in, and a Viking loss. And the score, Bears lead Minnesota in Minnesota 7-0. Under 13 minutes to go before the half in that game. Eagles with a 3-0 lead here as they take over on offense from their own 18-yard line. And the Rams at home with a 14-3 lead over the 49ers, trying to nail down the 2 seed. That's important because then the Bears, it would affect their situation. They'd be stuck in that 3 seed spot. Final regular season Sunday. Smallwood, the carry, and straight ahead, tough run, picked up 9 yards. Laura.
We saw Foles. We've seen him kind of settle down since that first interception early. Not surprising because I was talking to Nick, who said your mind starts wandering during a game. You're thinking about a big play, then you force them. He said, I learned visualization is great, but not in football. It gets your juices going too early, like his coach does. He said, Doug says, be patient with the run. For me, it's a reminder to be patient with the play. It doesn't mean I won't take a shot, but I won't do anything cute. I'm trying not to force it, let the game come.
Smallwood gets the first down. That's a tough hit at the 25-yard line, but back-to-back runs going back to the reminder, because we had more pass attempts than run attempts early. But Foles this week was talking to the Philadelphia media, and he said he found peace and calm in the midst of the biggest game you can play in the Super Bowl. But when the season started, he kind of lost that. He got caught up in thinking about all the other things. Then going to the bench and coming back, he's kind of refocused. But with a running game, that'll bail out any quarterback. Completion at the 34-yard line.
And there's a great example of what Laura talked about, just being patient with the passing game the same way that Doug Peterson is with the run game. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about our conversation was him staying in the moment. And you pointed out that's why that game last year in the Super Bowl, he was able to perform the way he did. He doesn't put too much pressure on himself. He reads, reacts. He takes what the defense gives him, stays in that moment as well as anybody I've ever had the opportunity to discuss with.
Second catch for Joshua Jeffrey. Zach Ertz does not have a catch yet. Sproles on a delay and a good tackle at the 34-yard line. Let's say hello to Kurt Menefee for a game break. Kurt.
Hello, Chris Myers. Well, the Ravens are 5-1 since Lamar Jackson took over at quarterback. He's got 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half against Cleveland today. They're up 17-7, and as you know, if they win the game, they also win the AFC North.
Terrific coaching job there by John Harbaugh. Thank you, Kurt. The Chiefs, 14-0 lead over Oakland at home. They nail down the number 1 seed in the AFC if they hang on in that one. 3rd and 2. The pitch to Sproles. He works his way up and gets the first down. Tough running for a guy 5'6".
Yeah, 3rd and 2, but watch how far he is pressed in the backfield. I mean, he's 6 yards deep at that time, just gets around Preston Smith and able to get the yards for the first down.
When you look at the accomplishments of a guy who is the only player in NFL history, 30 receiving touchdowns, 20 rushing touchdowns, a punt return, and a kickoff return for a touchdown, and still going strong for Philadelphia. Foles. Alshon Jeffrey with a first down catch across midfield.
There's another nice throw right there. It's Pernell McPhee who's got pressure right in Nick Foles' face. And we remember the throw last week with Jadeveon Clowney coming right up the middle, putting a big hit on him. Kind of similar to that, but great location, able to hang in there.
You talked about Foles being a self-proclaimed reactionary quarterback. He also played some hoops in his day, good basketball player. He sees himself as a kind of a point guard, a distributor. He's already got it to 6 different receivers today. And like he tells us, they can dribble it up court. You don't exactly know where you're going to go, but you'll hit the open guy or take it yourself. And here, if he can get rid of it, he does, to Dallas Goedert, who makes something out of nothing, getting back near the original line of scrimmage. Ryan Kerrigan did say that this week there was a high level of intensity in practice on this Redskin defense, even though they know they have no shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, it's always confusing to me when people on the outside ask, what's your motivation? You're on a football field playing in the NFL for your team, and all your peers are going to see that film at some point, and you don't want to have the reputation of somebody that doesn't play hard every snap. So these Eagles need to be ready for the best that this Redskin defense can give out of them.
Foles from the pocket, dumps it off to Josh Adams, working down the sideline. He'll be short of the first down. Yeah, every game means something. There are just degrees of whether it's playoff worthy or job security worthy or paycheck worthy, or getting a paycheck for being out there.
Yeah, it's your job. It's your job to go out there and perform. And on that play right there, again, it's another great example of Nick Foles staying in the moment and being smart with the football. There was a one-on-one down the field, and we've heard that he likes to give more opportunity on the 50-50 ball, and he didn't take that shot because there was something there that he didn't like, and he checked it down.
3rd and 2. Redskins show extra pressure. They only rush 4. Foles steps up and gets the first down. Making the catch was Nelson Aguilar at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, he really has gotten himself into a rhythm, and it's really kind of a credit of what he learned in Chip Kelly's offense, because that was kind of a foundational component of taking what the defense is giving you there. And then Frank Wright, last season, talking to him and telling him, listen, you're not that Peyton Manning guy. You're not a dissector of defenses and where the ball should go in attacking schemes. You're a guy that drops back and finds the open guy and gets it to him. And that was really beneficial for Nick to hear.
13 straight completions. On first down, Foles will try to make it 14 straight. And he's going to go down. Sack for the Redskins at the 40-yard line. He hesitated, and then Sean Deon Hamilton, the rookie from Alabama, knocked him down.
It's another example of the coverage that the Redskins secondary is playing with today. And Josh Adams is in pass protection. Got to keep working on that. Your quarterback's moving around, so you got to just lock onto your guy and finish, because right now this secondary for the Redskins doing a nice job in coverage.
I mean, the possession time is nearly 3-1. Eagles have had the ball over the Redskins. It's only a 3-0 game. After a loss of 5 from the 40 of Washington. Foles dumps it off to Smallwood, and he fights to get down to the 33-yard line. Short of the first down, but closer to field goal range and a more realistic 3rd down possibility conversion. Eagles have attempted 18 throws in this game, and they've attempted 11 runs, so the ratio favoring the pass. But it's that kind of a game. Under 5 to play before half. Need to get to the 25 for a first down. Extra pressure. Dumps it off Smallwood with room to run, and he spins for a first down. And the Eagle fans here at FedEx Field love it. Inside the 25 of the Redskins.
Yeah, just trust your guys around you to go out and make plays. You're trying to get the ball downfield. This is 3rd and 8. You can see right now they're going to blitz, so it's in man-to-man. So you've got a lot of area when you drop that ball down to Wendell Smallwood. Trust that he's going to make the run after the catch to get you the first down.
3rd catch of the game for Smallwood, lifelong Eagle fan. Grew up admiring in Wilmington, Delaware. He was admiring Deuce Staley, and Brian Westbrook was his position coach, Staley. As Sproles checks back in, Aguilar in motion. Sproles gets inside the 20-yard line. Mason Foster brings him down.
As you pointed out, the Eagles right now dominating with yardage and control time and time of possession, but it's only 3-0. This is critical right now for this team to be able to get a touchdown right here and make this a 2-possession game.
Doug Peterson's offense has over 180 yards already, total yards in this game. For Jay Gruden, his team has yet to reach 25 yards of total offense. High snap handled. Sproles has it. Met right away and shoved back at the 20-yard line.
You never know what's going to happen from play to play. And when you're controlling the game like this, with the stakes that are involved and what each season has been to these two teams, the longer you allow a team like the Redskins to stay in this game, you give them the opportunity to make one of those momentum swing change plays, and all of a sudden, all that hard work you've put in kind of goes away.
So far, the Redskin defense is carrying them, but Peterson, who would love to, he's got some trick plays up his sleeve. We just don't know when we're going to see him. On 3rd and 5 in field goal range, Zach Ertz has yet to catch a pass. He's been targeted once. Foles dumps it off short. And Ertz, let's see where they spot it. Not enough for the first down.
Well, this will be an interesting decision for Doug Peterson. You talked about it on that last opportunity when they kicked the field goal instead. Get your points there. Now you've got your points, but you haven't gotten anything with all the yards and all the time of possession. Looks like he's going to go right here.
Yep, they've been good 59% of the time. And again, only the one other team has gone for it more than the Eagles on 4th down. Protecting a 3-0 lead, a 4th down decision. It appears the Eagles are going for it.
Taco Bell invites you to a world that defies all logic. A place where burritos are filled with delicious nachos or indulgent chicken enchiladas, all for the unbelievable price of $1. No, you're not having a delicious burrito dream. You're eating the new $1 Grande Burritos from Taco Bell's new Cravings Value menu. Value beyond belief.
Hey, Portal, answer.
Oh, hey, baby.
Hey,
Happy holidays.
Aw, you having an ugly sweater party?
What?
Oh, no.
Are you throwing a burnt cookie party?
No, I think she's having a messy kitchen party.
Very funny, you guys.
Deal 'em, Frank.
Portal. Buy any two and get $100 off.
That'll be $12.45.
Sure. Drew Brees, what you just did with that Visa card is the most amazing thing I've ever seen you do.
But I've won a Super Bowl.
But you didn't do it so quickly.
Yeah, it took you like 3 hours.
But that's how long a game takes.
Now you can tap to pay with Visa at CVS.
Our parties are much less crowded than this.
Dilly dilly! Dilly dilly!
Our catchphrase is much more dignified than that.
What'd you say?
What?
Bud Light, for the many, not the few.
Hyundai presents the impossible made possible. The Colts started the season 1-5, but last Sunday won their 8th game in 9 weeks. With Marlon Mack running for a touchdown and Andrew Luck throwing for 2 more to receivers Dontrell Inman and Chester Rogers, the Colts overcame a 10-point second-half deficit to beat the Giants and are now 1 win away from a playoff berth. Brought to you by Hyundai, official sponsor of the NFL.
Visa halftime report coming up. The Chiefs with a 21-0 lead can nail down the top seed in the AFC. The Ravens are leading the Browns by 10. They can lock up the AFC North. The Steelers trail Cincinnati. But the big picture here, it's so far so good for the defending Super Bowl champs because the Bears lead Minnesota 7-0 under 8 minutes to play before the half in that game. And the Eagles with a 3-0 advantage and going for it on 4th and short from the 15 of Washington. And as you know, an Eagle win and a Viking loss, and Philly's back in it.
Great effort by Zach Ertz to put him in a position to make this decision to go for it on the 4th.
Foles keeps and surges forward. First down.
You know, not just the simple quarterback sneak style, right? You got trips out to the right, you motion Nelson Aguilar back in, you make the defense think a little bit, and then a great surge by that offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Clock running here. Each team with 3 timeouts. Smallwood the back. Eagles may have.
False start. Offense. Number 61. 5-yard penalty.
Still first down.
Wisniewski, who is in at the left guard spot for Isaac Seumalo.
But it looked like it wasn't a clean QB center exchange either between Jason Kelce and Nick Foles.
Kind of a timeout. I think Doug Peterson wants that just to discuss on 1st and 15. He had a big swing at this moment in the game, Darryl. From the standpoint that you just talked about, you dominate against the Redskins. And you just don't want to add 3. If you get 7, it's a big mountain to climb for this Redskin offense.
Ow, it hurts that you're not using smarter tools to manage your business. You work too hard to work this hard. Collecting receipts? Is it the 80s? Does anybody have a mixtape I can borrow? You should be chasing pets, not chasing payments. QuickBooks gives you a sweet set of business tools that'll do all the hard work for you. You may groom corgis, but you don't have to work like a dog.
You earned it. We're here to make sure you get it.
It's time to get yours.
QuickBooks, backing you.
Hey, how you doing? Phil, are you guys good with brakes?
We're okay.
Just okay?
We got a saying here. The brakes don't stop it, something will.
That's not a real saying.
It is around here. I wrote it.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best wireless network according to America's biggest test. Now with 5GE. More for your thing. That's our thing.
When you show up to a holiday party with a great tasting, less filling light beer, you might need to find a backup fridge. Happy holidays from Miller Lite.
New Year's Eve on Fox and FS1. Oregon battles Michigan State in the Redbox Bowl on Fox. Then Utah Northwestern in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
It all comes down to this.
New Year's Eve, the Redbox Bowl at 2:30 Eastern on Fox. Then the Holiday Bowl at 6:30 on FS1.
Are the Lakers better with or without LeBron?
I think they're worse with LeBron right now.
LeBron's like bacon, man. Everything's better with bacon.
The NFL regular season concludes tonight with Sunday Night Football on NBC. Stream games on mobile with the NFL and Yahoo Sports apps.
Don't miss New Year's Eve with Steve Harvey live from Times Square tomorrow on Fox.
Offensive penalty inside of 2 minutes to avoid the 10-second runoff. Doug Peterson used the timeout instead. Wants that to work with. And the continuing domination and time of possession. But that's only worth bragging about if you score at the end of it.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're forced into a field goal here, it's still a one-possession game, even with the ball, as long as they've had it.
On 1st and 15, Sproles gets inside the 15, inside the 10, and knocked out around the 7-yard line.
Just coming at the Redskin defense with a number of different runs. You've seen the power inside. We've seen some stuff that gets on the edge very quickly. And here we are on the edge again. Really nice job by Jason Peters with the feel right there. With Preston Smith, 94, the defensive end, lined up across from him. He knows if he goes inside, he's not going to tackle Darren Sproles on the edge. So he's able to get up to that second level and be more effective.
Now, this drive already has taken more than 11 minutes. This drive alone. And the Eagles want to use up the clock and score. And they're set to receive the second half kickoff. Foles, inside handoff, Smallwood, and Smallwood fighting, knocked back as he got the first down, but not the touchdown. And a timeout, Eagles, 33 seconds. Eagles with a 3-0 advantage, trying to get more and keep playoff hopes alive.
I'm part of the Chevy family. We're part of the Chevy family too.
And we'd like you to join us as we kick off the new year.
That's why our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay
is what we pay and not a cent more.
It's our way of saying
Happy New Year.
Use your employee discount for everyone to get a total value of $12,500 on this Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. The Chevy employee discount for everyone ends soon.
Homecoming is a safe space. Safe space. Safe space. You're worried?
Aren't you?
Yes, I am. Does anyone have any questions I can answer?
KFC Famous Bowls are only $3, a whole pound of tasty food. But how? It's a famous pour of this and some famous bits of that and my famous chicken on top of all that stuff and more gravy. KFC Famous Bowls, a whole pound of delicious food for only $3.
Bring your friends.
The 2019 Pro Bowl presented by Verizon. Go to NFL.com/Pro Bowl on sale to get your tickets today.
Welcome back to the Orville.
Oh my God.
All hands, begin prepping all stations for first contact.
I am capable of causing you great pain, Captain.
Oh, wow.
The Orville premieres tonight on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevy. Chevy has earned J.D. Power Dependability Awards across cars, trucks, and SUVs. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Things are falling right for the Eagles. The Bears with a 13-0 lead. Missed extra point there over the Vikings in Minnesota. If that were to hold and the Eagles were to hang on and win here, last spot in the NFC playoffs goes to Philadelphia. They just showed it on the scoreboard here, which is filled with Eagle fans along with Redskin fans. But a big cheer went up for the defending Super Bowl champs.
And the other part of that whole equation is right now the Chargers, the Rams up 21-3 on San Francisco. So do the Chicago Bears make any types of adjustments? I don't think so. I think they're going to play that game to win.
One timeout left, Eagles. Nobody to hand it to. Foles throws, end zone, catch. He held on. It's a touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey.
Great location on the throw by Nick Foles on the move. Wanting to go underneath, and really good job defensively to get Wendell Smallwood, so he goes to his next option. Josh Norman's in good coverage and able to get it through there. Great job by Alshon Jeffrey at the point of the catch.
Yeah, I mean, Norman had his arm in there. He's only 6 feet. Jeffrey at 6'3" and has the reach with those arms. What an excellent play. Those two have a great chemistry, Jeffrey and Foles. The extra point from Elliott, who's already hit a field goal today. And it's looking good for the defending champs. 10-0. And the Bears continue to lead Minnesota by the score of 13-0 as they go late into the second quarter. Well, it was a magical moment for the Eagles last year when Wentz was injured and Foles took over. This is more than just Foles' team. There's a real comfort level with this Eagle team. Doug Peterson talked about the veterans when they hit the crossroads of the season, how they pulled together and are playing some of their best football.
Yeah, it's amazing how sometimes adversity really kind of forges that team together. They got blown out by the Saints. The next week against the Giants, they're down 19-3. And at that point, if you don't win that game, it's over. I mean, you're not going to have anything to play for. So the veteran leadership kind of, angered by their performance against the Saints, but then against the Giants, they'll all say that was the defining moment of this season. So in back-to-back weeks, this team kind of came together. They've gotten healthier, and as we said at the top, everybody else in the NFC, you don't want to see this team right now. They're very confident.
And the little reminder about running the football, you just saw that's their longest drive of the season in terms of, you talk about time of possession. They got the result the Eagles wanted with a touchdown. And now kicking off, and it'll be a touchback. Tomorrow, the Redbox Bowl. Oregon and Michigan at 2:30 Eastern at Fox. College football bowl games on FS1. The Utes. These Utes from Utah take on Northwestern in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. That's at 6:30 Eastern, streaming on the Fox Sports app. Michigan State taking on Oregon in the Redbox Bowl on Fox. And the domination by Philadelphia paying off.
2-7.
All 3 timeouts for Josh Johnson, who's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. The pressure by Brandon Graham, and they're going to rule it. They should rule it as an incompletion. Let's double check here.
Josh Johnson saying that his hand was going forward.
And it was.
Yep.
But the Eagle defense, the one constant, as the Eagles are discussing the ruling. Let's see with Craig Ralstad.
By rule, the ball will be returned to the spot of the fumble. Second down.
Now, wait a minute. They're calling that a fumble?
Yeah, sure looked like it was incomplete.
Arm was going forward.
Hey, Ringo, 5-3.
Inside 2 minutes.
It's going to be a booth review.
The previous play is under review.
And they should take a closer look at that.
Yeah, we talked about the margin of error for Jay Gruden and his team. And again, just plays like that. You know, 2nd and 10 is a lot better for this group than 2nd and 17 or 1st and 17.
I mean, the Redskins have -3 rush yards in the first half of this game. They've held the ball for less than 6 minutes. And Josh Johnson has suffered an interception. And the ruling on the field, it looked like they initially said incomplete, but then they said it was a fumble, arm forward.
And that ball is in his hand the whole time as it comes forward.
It has not redirected the ball itself, and the defender, Graham, does not get his hands on the ball. We have our rules analyst, Dean Blandino, who did this for the NFL and does this for Fox. Dean, how do you see this?
Remember, the rule is the hand coming forward with control starts the forward passing motion. To me, it does look like he has control of the football. The hand starts forward. You can see it coming up here on this angle. Watch the hand. Does he have control of it right there? Forward passing motion starts. To me, this is an incomplete pass. They'll reset the clock and go back to the previous spot.
All right, thank you, Dean. That's what they should do. Let's listen.
After review, the quarterback had control of the ball as the ball was coming forward. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. Timer, please reset the game clock to 25 seconds. It'll be 2nd down.
Replay working as it should. 25 seconds, all 3 timeouts. Remember, Washington, to start the 2nd half, will be kicking off to the Eagles. That Bears score 13-0 under 3 minutes to go before the half. Rams are up 21-3 at home against the 49ers to nail down the 2nd seed in the NFC. It's a delay in a crowd as Chris Thompson spins and is knocked out short of a first down up around the 33-34 yard line. Quick timeout by Washington with 20 seconds remaining. Wanted to go back to what we touched on, a key turning point, and after that embarrassing loss that the Eagles had to the Saints. I mean, Doug Peterson said, look, I was angry, the team was angry, you can go one way or the other. Our committee, our players committee, which has certain veterans on it, such as a Chris Long, a Carson Wentz, and Malcolm Jenkins, put it in their hands, challenged them, and they responded. He said the defensive line obviously has been a constant. Other players had to step up, but then coming in winning 4 of their last 5, and the only loss, that overtime loss to Dallas, has changed their season around and put them in position for the playoffs.
Yeah, not just angry, embarrassed too. I mean, that's what you put out that day against that Saints team.
Eagles jump.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 55. This 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Brandon Graham, who put the pressure on last time, Josh Johnson, a little eager this time, up at the 39-yard line. Just 2 first downs for Washington in this first half compared to 14 by the Eagles.
Hey, Ringo, 2-7.
Johnson's throw to Chris Thompson, and he let him too much, incomplete. Johnson 2 out of 9. And as I mentioned, the running game, Adrian Peterson has only had 3 attempts. Peterson, who surpassed the 1,000-yard mark, played in all 16 games at age 33.
It was one of the reasons that they were so competitive last week against Tennessee was the success of the running game. They could build off that. Haven't had that today.
And dumps it off on the run, but Thompson is tackled right away by Michael Bennett. An excellent play. And the clock running. It looks like the Redskins will let the half run out. And the Eagles, the playoff possibility is coming closer into focus for Philadelphia. Oh, look at the play of the first half presented by DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing. After a field goal, and then Foles on the move to Alshon Jeffrey to make it 10-0. And the Eagles' lead is the team they need to lose is trailing nearing the half. Bears over Minnesota 13-0. More of that coming ahead in the Visa halftime report as we send you out to Los Angeles.
Welcome to the Visa halftime report. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Eagles having the lead, so they're scoreboard watching, hoping Minnesota loses at Chicago so they can make the playoffs. Right now, I don't think it's going to work in their favor.
Oh, somebody wake up those Vikings. Bears at the Vikings. Jordan Howard, 6 yards out, just bulls his way in from 6 yards. Chicago, very impressive. On the road in Minneapolis, 13-0. 49ers at the Rams. Nick Mullins, quarterback, set up. Look, fire. Oop. Notice how many times you get intercepted from the backside. Well, this is picked off by Corey Littleton. He takes it in from 19 yards out. Rams all over the 49ers, 21-3. Cardinals at the Seahawks. Russell Wilson up. Tyler Lockett. You know what? At 70, I could have made that throw. Nice job. 29 yards. I'm serious, though. Okay. I could have thrown it left hand. All right. 14-10 Seattle over Arizona. Hey, I'm just saying. Chargers at the Broncos. Case Keenum throws a backward pass and it's scooped by Kyle Emanuel. Pick it up, take it to the house, get in there. There you go. 7-0. Chargers on the road on top of the Denver Broncos. Raiders at the Chiefs. Boy, this used to be a rivalry. When I was in college, I'd run to the TV set and watch this thing.
In black and white?
Hey, no, everybody's funny today. Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill.
Football wasn't even around back then.
Shut up. 21-3, Chiefs on top of the Raiders.
Set yourself up wrong.
Hey, I love Greg Grange. He was one of my best buddies.
On UHF?
I'm doing the highlights. Browns at the Ravens. Lamar Jackson right up the middle. Got the speed. There it is. 25 yards. Touchdown by the young rookie. 27 Ravens on top of the Baker Mayfield-led Browns. And then the Bengals at the Steelers. Antonio Brown, the great wide receiver for the Steelers, out with the knee sore. Roethlisberger. That's the same interception, folks, we just saw a while ago. Backside, quarterbacks 9 times out of 10 don't feel that pressure. There is Sean Williams coming from the backside, 58-yard touchdown. 10-0 now. Cincinnati on top of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, earlier today, the Patriots clinched the first-round bye with an easy win over the Jets. Houston wrapped up the AFC South by knocking off Jacksonville. Carolina ended its 7-game losing streak. The Cowboys won a thriller over the Giants. Atlanta came back to knock off Tampa. Detroit blanks Green Bay for the first time since 1970. And Buffalo with an easy win over the Miami Dolphins. All right, piece of play of the first half. Alshon Jeffrey helping the Eagles get where they need to be. Up. And having the Vikings down.
Brought to you by Visa. Now you can tap to pay with Visa at CVS. You want to show off your speed? We help your money keep up. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Fox Wednesday. Celebrities go undercover.
Welcome everybody to The Masked Singer.
In Fox's musical guessing game.
Are you in a boy band?
Stop smiling at me.
Each week, someone gets revealed.
Who's behind the mask?
The Masked Singer premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
The Law Office of Chris Giddings, serving our community for over 2 decades.
Celebrate your year with the Season of Audi sales event.
I just can't see myself at Planet Fitness. Literally, there aren't enough mirrors, because I need to be looking at me.
Good, because we're a place for everyone else. Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness and pay just $10 a month. Join in the club or online.
There's not much time.
Final countdown initiated.
It's the final days of Nissan's year-end event. Your last chance to load up on tech and save big on our award-winning lineup, featuring the all-new Altima, Rogue, and the powerful Titan. Time's running out. Get the holiday's biggest tech before it's gone.
Lease the Rogue family for $149 per month, or get a low $229 per month lease on the 2018 Pathfinder.
This event ends January 2nd. Better hurry.
But I do know who has the best coverage.
Who? New York? Dallas?
No, Cure Auto Insurance. I finally found a coverage I couldn't beat.
Cure Auto Insurance. Drive well.
The holiday gift-giving season has come and gone. And if that gift was a brand new Hyundai, it probably went something like this. If it wasn't, that's okay. Because you can still get a great deal on your new Hyundai during the final days of Hyundai Holidays.
Now get up to $3,500 total savings with holiday event cash on the 2018 Tucson. Hurry, Hyundai Holidays ends January 2nd.
Those who give their best deserve the best. The Season of Audi sales event is here.
Eagles with a 10-0 lead, getting ready to receive the second half kickoff, and the defending Super Bowl champs getting closer to getting back into the playoffs. You're watching the NFL on Fox.
New Year's Day, Lethal Weapon returns with all new episodes.
You're a good cop and a okay partner.
Lethal Weapon at its new time, Tuesday on Fox.
I signed on because of the promise of eradicating diseases.
They drink blood. Why don't you just call them vampires?
There's no such thing as vampires. I suggest you run. We're going to change the world.
Oh my God.
The Passage premieres January 14th on Fox.
Hey, it's your pal, the $6 Million Man. Remember how happy you were getting me as a kid? Feel that way again with a stylish Honda Accord during Happy Honda Days. It comes with a standard turbocharged engine and Honda Sensing, a suite of safety and driver assist features. Yep, they really did build the Accord better, stronger, faster. Wait, where have I heard that before? Get something you'll love during Happy Honda Days with great deals on the Honda Accord. Hurry in, it ends soon.
Don't miss New Year's Eve with Steve Harvey live from Times Square tomorrow on Fox.
As the head athletic trainer, I am responsible for the overall health care of our team. During the game, I'm communicating with the physicians, I communicate with the coach, and we want to be able to act as fast as possible to treat an injury as it occurs. When the game ends, there is a tremendous amount of work to take care of these athletes. We use research and science to drive our protocols. From injury prevention to the rehabilitation of injuries and the education of our athletes, we're giving our players the care that they deserve. We take that responsibility very seriously.
Some people say he's crazy, but it doesn't mean he's wrong.
Big or small can mean so much.
Be woke, yo. That's what I'm saying. You better be woke.
And most Philadelphians aren't buying it either.
That's tip number one.
Of course, we'll get you back to this all-important Eagles-Redskins game in just a moment. I'm Lucy Nolan. Here's what's happening. All right, Kristen, Eagles fans all over are watching every moment of not just this game, but of the Vikings-Bears game as well.
The Eagles say they're not scoreboard watching, but we know everyone else is. The Birds need a win here against the Redskins and a Vikings loss to make the playoffs. And the Bears are tuned into that Rams-49ers game. Gary Cobb and I will be live in studio tonight for Sports Sunday to break it all down.
I'm Brad Satin in Center City. It is a twofer. Eagles fans are glued to two big games. The Birds playing the Redskins and the Vikings-Bears. Can we beat the odds yet again? We are gearing up for a wild finish to the regular season.
All right, Kathy, 2018 is coming to an end, and you're looking at forecasts for both New Year's Eve's fireworks and the Big Mummers Parade.
Lucy, we're going to ring in the new year with some wet weather, rain in the deep south, races toward the east, and during the day on Monday, seeing rounds of rain, especially in the afternoon, and then again for the evening, the rain returning right in time for the new year.
Of course, we'll see you tonight at 10 with all of your headlines, and don't forget, Good Day starts tomorrow morning, bright and early at 4.
Production value in this hour of Good Day Philadelphia. If you want to get into television, you watch this. Bye, Felicia.
Hey, never on time. Oh, there you go. Here we go, Jared. Did you see Jared, the camera guy, do it?
Oh, look at him modeling. Okay, Thomas.
All right, Mike, let's do our...
One eye hole is bigger than the other. What is going on here?
Maybe you have it on wrong.
Now, this is a lovely ornament that you brought for us. I think that you went all out. What is this, dirt from the field there?
Good day, Philadelphia.
6 minutes and we're a baked potato.
Take a message back to your people. Welcome to the galaxy.
The Orville, tonight on Fox.
Join Planet Fitness and pay just $10 a month. Join in the club or online.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Toyland, little girl in boyland. While you dwell within it, you are ever happy there.
Daddy, it's Christmas!
Childhood's joyland.
Never let go of your dreams. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event is back. Lease the GLC 300 for $459 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
There's no place like home for the holiday.
I'm trying. You ready?
'Cause no matter how far away you roam, if you want to be happy in a million ways, for the holidays you can't beat home, sweet home.
We got holding, number 35, on offense. What? Holding? Who was he holding? Come on! That was a terrible call. Watch yourself, coach. You're kind of awful at this. That's it. You're out. You're out. Go. Bye. I'm out.
Hurry in for exceptional offers through BMW Financial Services.
Whose idea was this?
Help! I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone.
3 receivers right, Thielen left. Case on a deep drop, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side, caught by Diggs. Stay on! Oh my God! Ain't no
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Time for today's Game Flow, brought to you by Progressive.
Y'all deep in here, let's go!
FedEx Field and the Eagles with a 10-0 lead, about ready to receive the second half kickoff. That touchdown drive right before the half, their longest of the season in number of plays, 19, and in time, nearly 12 minutes. Boston Scott to receive from Dustin Hopkins. Eagles with the lead, and the Bears are beating the Vikings 13-3 at the half, which would work in their favor. Philadelphia win, Viking loss, and the Eagles are back in the playoffs to try and go back-to-back for a Super Bowl title. Daryl Johnston, Chris Myers, 17 consecutive completions for Nick Foles. Redskin defense has played pretty well. Eagle defense has played better.
Yeah, Nick Foles has gotten into that rhythm that he's talked about, and that's not good news for the Redskins. But one of the things I thought that was important in our conversations this weekend, and Laura mentioned this at the top, Doug Peterson, don't lose focus on what we need to do during the course of the game. And that last drive was just phenomenal because they played really well, but they didn't have a whole lot to show for it at that time.
And I think Doug Peterson, patience with the run, and I think he knows his defense against a Redskin offense that is limited. He can play things a little bit more close to the vest. They did go for it on a 4th down to continue that drive and convert it. As the handoff here to Josh Adams, who fights hard to get up across the 30-yard line. Laura?
I asked Doug Peterson, you dominated in yards, you dominated in time. Why were points so hard to come by? He said, we self-destructed early, saying we had that interception, that turnover, but we settled down and settled in. We've got to now run the ball and execute in the red zone. Jay Gruden said first downs have been terrible on both sides of the ball. We got to get a drive together offensively and keep our defense fresh.
All right, thank you. Foles, 17 straight completions. That's one completion away from the Eagle single-game record. Donovan McNabb completed 18 straight. Adams with a first down run up to the 39-yard line.
And that's what you want to be able to do with your run game. You can be patient with it. You can commit to it. You can get stubborn with it. However your coaches want to make that connection. The big thing is being able to run the football effectively when the defense knows that's what you're going to do. So that's what they're going to try to do here in the second half. How much success do they have in that run game?
And the Eagles who had the football nearly 25 minutes compared to 6 for the Redskins. So that Washington defense may be wearing down. Even with a halftime break, Josh Adams is back in. Foles, 18 straight completions as Adams gets a first down near midfield. That ties an Eagle single game record. Let's get a game break with Carissa.
Thanks so much, Chris. So while you guys were at half, the Vikings trying to chip away at the Bears lead. Dan Bailey hits this 45-yard field goal to put the Vikings on the board, down 10 at half. You know the deal. They need a win to get in. Chris?
All right, we're watching it closely, as are the Eagle fans and Eagle players here that have a chance to glance up at the scoreboard. Rams with a 28-3 lead nearing the half, so they'll lock up the 2 seed behind the number 1 seed New Orleans of the NFC.
180.
Wendell Smallwood into a crowd as the clock continues to run. Also over in the AFC, Kansas City at the half, 21-3. You saw in the Visa halftime report, they hang on to win. They get the top seed, and the Patriots, who won and are waiting, get a first-round bye. They would be the 2nd seed in the AFC. Chargers leading Denver 7-3 at the half. Ravens up on the Browns 20-7. Bengals lead Pittsburgh 10-3 at the half. And Seattle, the 5 seed, has a 1-point lead over the Cardinals at halftime. Zach Ertz in motion. He has 1 catch so far today. Make that 2. And still finally down, but the whistle blew before he got inside the 45.
And when you've got pressure, it's always good to have somebody you can count on to get the ball to quickly. And you're going to watch the blitzer, right? 51 is going to come through clean and get a free run right at the quarterback. And you've got a solution right there with Zach Ertz to get the ball to.
And Foles, with this completion, a single game Eagle record, consecutive completions of 19 straight. Over a 2-game mark, McNabb owns that at 24 consecutive. Smallwood trying to get the first down, shoved backward. It'll be 3rd and short. Make that 4th down, excuse me. And the Alshon Jeffrey, looks like the Eagles are pointing as if they want to go for it.
Worked for him in the first half.
They have a lot of plays when a first down is needed on 4th down.
It's one of the other elements that Eagle fans have talked about. The success the last 2 games, beating the Rams, beating the Texans, playoff teams, was not only the play of the team, but also Doug Peterson's approach. More aggressive with his play calls, more consistent. Showing that again here this afternoon.
And it does instill more confidence in an Eagle team, but at least players have said that. Now this may change things. Oh boy, penalty here. Looks like they took too long, or did they get a timeout? Nope.
Delay game. Offense. Number 9. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So now was that intent? Did he just try to draw him off and say, hey, we'll set up our punter?
No, not at all, because the play was in motion, you know, kind of late when the delay game happened. So that was bad communication, bad execution by the offense.
Eagles miss cue, so they line up to punt with Johnston and Crowder back at the 10-yard line. Opening second half drive stalls. Fair catch called for. And inside the 10, that's where Washington will take over on offense. You look back over the years, these two teams going at it, Randall, Cunningham, and a lot more. Riggins among those greats that played.
Good morning. What do we got?
Keep an eye on that branch. Might get windy. Have a good shift.
Fire pit. Last use 0600. I'd stay close. Morning.
Get ready to switch.
Protected by Flo. Should say protected by Alan and Jamie.
Right?
Should it?
When you bundle home and auto, you get more than just savings. You get round-the-clock protection.
Bring all the gifts for under the tree. And while you're at it, bring the tree. Ford F-150. Best-in-class payload. Best-in-class towing. Built for the holidays.
Hurry! It's the final days to get 0% financing for 72 months on Ford F-150. See your Ford dealer today.
People need protection.
What choice do I have?
Gotham, the final season begins this Thursday on Fox. Today's game is sponsored by Progressive Insurance, handing off big savings to you.
The Vikings are losing at home at halftime, trailing by 10, and the Eagles are winning 10-0 here. If they hold up, Eagles are back into the postseason. We'll watch this closely throughout the afternoon on Fox. Final regular season Sunday, and the Eagles, people were kicking dirt on them 5 or 6 weeks ago.
What's up?
Adrian Peterson carries with our producer Fran Morrison, director Brian Louie, Daryl Johnston, Chris Myers, our entire crew. And good to be a part of a game on the final Sunday that the last spot in the NFC for a playoff position is up for grabs between the Vikings and Eagles. And for the Redskins, who look like they might run away in the NFC East after the 10-week mark, dealing with injuries, among other setbacks. Just trying to finish at 8-8.
180! What's up?
Josh Johnson will keep. And it'll be third down. They get him across the 15-yard line. Corey Graham brought him down.
Looking for that crossing route and the intermediate level, but defended well by the Eagles. I agree with this, the decision by Josh Johnson to pull that down, try and get something positive with your legs. Can't have a turnover this deep in your own territory at this stage of the game.
He's only run 3 times today, Daryl. Adrian Peterson has 4 carries, and they've yet to convert on a third down, 0 for 3. See the lopsided total yards. Fortunate to be in this game. If they're, thankfully for Washington, their defense is hung tough. Johnson. There's a flag down and incomplete. It'll be 4th down. He was trying to get to Jamison Crowder. Redskin offense is out of sync, and the Eagle defense is putting the heat on.
Holding, offense, number 71. The penalties declined. The result of the play is 4th down.
Eagles should get the ball back in excellent field position with Sproles standing inside the 35 of the Eagles. Waving everybody away. It's a short kick that bounces and rolls down inside the 32 of Philadelphia, where they will take over. Eagles with the advantage over Washington, getting closer to the playoffs.
Look, if you're not the lead dog, the scenery never changes. That's why this is the view for every other full-size pickup. And this year, it's deja vu all over again. Because only the Ford F-150 gives you best-in-class torque, best-in-class payload, and you got it, baby, best-in-class towing. This is the big dog. This is the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Hurry, 0% financing for 72 months on Ford F-150 ends January 2nd. See your Ford dealer today.
At T-Mobile, get the unlimited plan with the latest phones included for $40.
We're included?
Included!
At T-Mobile, get the unlimited plan and the latest phones included for $40.
Feels so good to be included.
Hey, Benny, there's one more gift for you.
Hey!
Grandpa!
You happen to see my favorite hat? Benny.
Portal. Buy any two and get $100 off.
Has the king gone crazy? He's offering 10 crispy, juicy white meat chicken nuggets for just $1. Yep, the king's lost his marbles. 10 nuggets for $1. Only at Burger King.
Nick Foles said run it out of the tunnel with the link being an Eagles' greatest moment. He's had a lot of them. 7 touchdown passes in a game. Went to the Pro Bowl in 2013. 23-12 record as a starter, including the postseason, that notable win, Super Bowl MVP, in which the Eagles outlasted the Patriots, and he's got 19 straight completions. The NFL record, it's already an Eagle single game record. NFL record is 25 straight in a single game. Ryan Tannehill and Phillip Rivers did it this year for the Chargers. More importantly, wants to lock this game up and get back to the postseason. And he completes another one to the 39-yard line as Zach Ertz.
Well, that was a great location on that pass. Sean Dion Hamilton thought he had the interception, and Zach Ertz is able to steal it from him. Watch, it's going to be thrown low and left. Here comes Sean Dion Hamilton around the right side, and he can't get there.
The career of Nick Foles, a lot of ups and downs. He never thought he'd come back to Philadelphia and have the kind of moment that he had last year, and has another chance this year with another run. And realistic, and speaking with him last night, that he sees in the big picture that unlikely he'll be back with the Eagles next year. Josh Adams fights to get to the 39-yard line.
I think the big thing is how open he was about losing the love of the game. You know, football is a very challenging sport. You practice a lot and don't get a lot of game time. And, you know, he talked about in 2015 of kind of walking away from the game. His wife convinced him to give it one more shot. He called Andy Reid. He brought him in, and really the rest is history. But, I mean, that's how close he was at the end of the 2015 season to walking away from the game of football.
You asked him how close. He said 100% close. His wife, Tori, they fought it over. When he accepted the role of being a backup, that helped, and now has worked his way into a bigger role as he completes another one. Golden Tate spinning and still going out of bounds for a first down. See where they spot this. It's going to be a first down either way. It looked like he crossed midfield.
This is an element to this offense that they, you know, really haven't been able to really get engaged. But I think Golden Tate, if everything does work out the way the Eagles are hoping it does today and they get into the playoffs, I just think that his role continues to expand. I mean, this becomes a very difficult offense to defend with the number of weapons they can put at you on the outside.
And that point guard mentality Foles talked about, 8 different receivers. A flip to Aguilar. The Redskins couldn't nail him behind the line, although he is hustled out of bounds around midfield. And let's head to Laura.
I think that's also, some players get so frustrated when they're asked all the time about next year, if it's retirement, if it's about another team. And Nick's really staying focused, saying, I want to stay in the moment. I'm staying in the present. I will talk with my wife about why after the season. But he also admitted to us that my body knows, your heart knows. You know, I see the stadium when I'm driving by, the house that my daughter has been raised in. I'm taking stock of those moments, and I do want to soak it in and slow it all down right now.
Realistic, though, about moving on at age 29. And right now, he needs to snap the ball, and he does just in time. His 23rd straight completion. And it goes to Jeffrey for a first down. And here's a guy already with an Eagle record, 4 400-yard passing games. And he's adding to a possible, well, to an Eagle record of completions, maybe an NFL record consecutive completions.
Alshon Jeffrey coming across in motion, trying to get him loosened up from that defense. And yeah, he talked to us about rhythm. And, you know, the important thing for me at the beginning of the game is trying to find that rhythm. Boy, is he in a rhythm right now.
A gain of 19. Adams knocked down at the 31 of Washington as the clock continues to run. And when you look back, he talked about some of the coaches along the way. Chris Long, a teammate of his with the Rams, said, man, you know, through it all, he stood strong.
Yeah, that was the tough stretch right there. And as you pointed out, Chris, you know, Chris Long was there. So when he came in, we asked him, he said, hey, you were there with Nick in 2015. How was he? Was he different? He goes, that's the great thing about Nick Foles. He was upbeat. He was positive. We didn't know that he was struggling and was starting to lose the love of the game at that time. He never let the teammates see that.
He called him relentlessly positive, at least outwardly. Foles flips the other way and completes to Adams. Who's going to get to the 20-yard line for another Eagle first down and another completion. The string continuing for Foles.
Just methodical. I mean, to have a drive like they had to end the first half and then to come back out and have another great drive like they're having here, that's very impressive. And, you know, we talk about rhythm. We use that word very casually, but you know, this is something that he takes very, very seriously, and you can see the impact it has on this offense.
And you know, he and Doug Peterson would rather be throwing that ball downfield. I mean, he's the big play quarterback. His chemistry with Alshon Jeffrey, we've seen it today. And yet he's patient as this completion ties an NFL record. 25 consecutive pass completions equals the Tannehill Rivers record for a one-game mark as Tate hauled that in.
Again, just going through that progression and a good feel, understanding your receivers running through windows, and that's another thing is pieces were added to this offense is the whole group getting to know each other in and out of the lineup because of injuries. It's hard to build that chemistry that allows you to throw 25 straight completions.
Meanwhile, moving closer to another Eagles score. Smallwood just short of the first down. They're in the third quarter, under 10 minutes to go in Minnesota. The Bears with a 10-point lead. Rivers credited a number of coaches, including Doug Peterson, but Frank Reich, the key, who could be coach of the year for the Colts, who are trying to get into the playoffs. They play later tonight against Tennessee, but he's the guy who tapped into what his strength was, and he says made Nick more self-aware of what he does best. Doesn't have to overthink things. On 3rd and 1. Again, forward for Foles on a first down.
It's the most important position on a team, but it's played very differently. We see that every Sunday, you know, across the league. You know, how differently the quarterback position is played by the system that's in place for each team. And it was just really a question of Nick being able to tap into how he should be playing that in Doug Peterson's system.
And that system, look at the domination, ball control as Carson Wentz looks on and certainly has done his part as a teammate for Foles. According to Lehigh Valley Hospital, by the way, the name Carson, since it's coming up on the first of the year, among the top 5 names for babies in and around that area of Pennsylvania. First and goal. Josh Adams hit hard, but that big frame gets near the 5-yard line. DeShazer Everett making the stop. And Adams looks like he's hurting a little bit. So is DeShazer Everett.
Yeah, DeShazer Everett has put a couple of big hits on guys during the course of the game, coming up and run support in that middle.
All right, we will check on the injuries on the field. Certainly hope they're okay.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good. Clear for a fill-up? Card? Thank you. We are a go on the beef jerky. You know what? We might some hydration, too. Thanks, Chief.
USAA Bank helps you take charge of your everyday spending, so you can stay a step ahead.
Let's rock and roll!
Find help at every turn with USAA Bank.
Voice command navigation with Waze. Wi-Fi.
Santa baby.
Wireless charging. 104 cubic feet of cargo room and seating for 8. Now that's a sleigh. Ford Expedition. Built for the holidays.
Hurry, it's the final days to get 0% financing plus $1,250 Ford Credit Bonus Cash on Ford Expedition.
These days we're all stressed. I hear you, sister. Stress can affect our minds. I call this dish stress. Stress can also affect our bodies. So I'm partnering with Cigna to remind you that your emotional and physical health are more connected than you think. Go in for your annual checkup and be open with your doctor about anything you feel, physically and emotionally, body and mind. Cigna, together, all the way. That's better.
New Year's Eve on Fox and FS1. Oregon battles Michigan State in the Red Box Bowl on Fox. Then Utah Northwestern in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl.
It all comes down to this.
New Year's Eve, the Red Box Bowl at 2:30 Eastern on Fox. Then the Holiday Bowl at 6:30 on FS1.
Today's game is sponsored by Ford. Built Ford proud. And by Burger King. Try the new $6 King Box, only at Burger King.
DeShazer Everett headed into the injury tent. An interception in the first half of the game. Jeremy Reeves, the rookie from South Alabama, comes in to replace him.
Yeah, and that's what the NFL is trying to do with all the rule changes and the emphasis on safety. That was shoulder to shoulder, but boy, you can still get some of those burners or just that impact. Those are two big guys, physical guys meeting in the hole at the point of attack.
Meanwhile, the Eagles have chewed up the clock. Are knocking on the door with Sproles in the backfield. 2nd and goal. Nick Foles, and incomplete. The target was Aguilar, and he said that one's on me. And he finishes his string of 25 consecutive completions on this one.
Just got it back behind. You can see him in the background with the frustration. He knew he had him open and just had it on that back shoulder.
Almost like he tried to guide that one instead of throw it. Aguilar thinking he would have had the touchdown had he been able to haul it in. Same play. Aguilar, catch made. Couldn't hold on. Out of bounds, incomplete. He thought he crossed the goal line with a football, but he's trying to explain that.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. You know, does he have the possession? This is going back to all those plays we talked about last season. So,
control, 2 feet. Football move, the element of time. That looks like a touchdown. And then kicked out afterwards.
Going to the ground, right? Going to the ground, but with the goal line, it comes in.
That's a
whole different scenario.
Not much of a debate. Ruled incompletion. Here comes a challenge. All right, Doug Peterson. He saw it the way Aguilar did. And why not? That's a 3rd down play, so now it's 4th and goal as they'll take a closer look.
Philadelphia is challenged in the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
We'll take a closer look. Aguilar in the end zone. Touchdown or not?
What a year. Your home improvement to-do list still isn't done. But hey, At least you still have time to get the Ford vehicle you've always wanted. Just get to the final days of our holiday sales event. See you sometime between now and January 2nd, so you can end your year on a high note. Ford, built for the holidays. It's time to get our best offers of the season.
We have got a problem. A few problems, actually.
We're overproducing,
Overcrowding.
and overheating. We've got aging roadways,
Aging power grids.
aging everything.
Kind of bumming me out, Clive-Owen.
No, wait, gets worse. We also have the age-old problem of bias in the workplace.
Really? Never heard of it.
Seriously, it's all over the
I've
news.
heard of it.
The question is, who's going to fix all of this? An actor? Probably not. But you know who can solve it? Business.
That's right. The best-run businesses can make the world run better because solving big problems is what business does best.
And doing good is just good business. Sorry.
So let's grow more food with less water and make
Healthcare more healthy. It's okay. I'll play the doctor. What do we got here?
Let's take on the wage gap, the opportunity gap,
The achievement gap.
Together, we can tackle every elephant in the room and save the rhino while we're at it.
Because whatever the problem, business can help. And I know who can help them do it.
We're more than just $5 medium one-topping pizzas, stuffed garlic knots, breadsticks, bone-out wings, pasta, and new Cinnabon mini rolls. We're the $5 lineup with the best sides for your pizza.
$5 each.
Choose 2 or more, $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
New Year's Day, Lethal Weapon returns with all new episodes.
You're a good cop and a okay partner.
Lethal Weapon at its new time, Tuesday on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Pizza Hut, official pizza sponsor of the NFL. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
A reversal on the call. It's a catch. He's got the 2 feet down, so he's established possession. All he has to do is break that plane, and it's a touchdown. So we're lining up for an extra point.
Foles to Aguilar. Second touchdown pass of this game for Nick Foles. After Doug Peterson challenged, they got it right. Our rules analyst Dean Blandino, watching along with us back in Los Angeles, agreed on the overturn that it was a touchdown. And the extra point is good to make it 17-0. Less than a minute and a half remaining in the third. We'll continue here in 30 seconds.
When a first contact unfolds, we become a way for the universe to know itself.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Yeah, thanks. I plagiarized it from like 9 different things.
Would you look at that?
Nothing like it.
Sweet emotion.
We're burning up. Get us out of here now.
This ship is sick, man.
Thank you.
The Orville, tonight on Fox.
I mentioned Dean Blandino, and you saw it, Dean. A further clarification on the overturn and the touchdown, please.
Yeah, good illustration of the catch. Remember, it's control, both feet, and then having the ball long enough to perform an act common to the game. So you can see control in both feet, and then as soon as he reaches that ball out, he's completed the catch, now becomes a runner, ball breaks the plane, and we have a touchdown.
And if he doesn't get that second step down, Dean, or become that act common to the game, what happens?
It's an incomplete pass. Yeah, he has to have all 3 parts. If he doesn't get all 3, it's incomplete.
Thank you very much, Dean. If we don't talk to you, I know you'll be watching. Have a happy New Year. Certainly the Eagles are headed that way. It's still 13-3 Bears over the Vikings. Under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter in that game in Minnesota. And now a 3-score difference for Washington, a team that has trouble scoring as Eagle fans. Was it about a 2-hour drive down to Pike? They have shown up here at FedEx. Chris Long, an important part of this Eagles success story. NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Eagles. Looking on, trying to chase down Josh Johnson, whose throw is high, but hauled in across the 30-yard line by Michael Floyd.
And now it's just really tough for the Redskins now. They've got to play the game a certain style. And it's kind of funny. You mentioned this at the top, Chris. They kind of got away from Adrian Peterson. That running game came out more relying on Josh Johnson in the passing game, kind of playing into that strength of the Philly defense with that pressure that they bring in that defensive line.
Well, the quarterback injuries certainly had an effect. Chris Thompson is hit hard. I did talk to Bruce Allen, the team president of this Washington Redskin team who said that Colt McCoy should recover from his injury for next season. Don't be so sure about Alex Smith after that devastating injury he went through on his return. So they have some decisions to make as the center Tony Bergstrom, who came in with a knee injury. Right guard Tony Bergstrom is in pain.
I think a big one, looking at the last 2 seasons, the number of guys that went on IR. Do the Washington Redskins really take a look at what they're doing in the offseason, how they're approaching things during the entire calendar year? The amount of injuries that Jay Gruden has had to deal with the last 2 years makes it very difficult to evaluate this team.
And just this year, and it's been back-to-back years of 20-plus on injured reserve, and especially when you have more than one or two at the same position like quarterback, that catches up to you. In fact, Bruce Allen was saying, as Jay Gruden told us, end of the year, I'll sit down with Daniel Snyder. We'll go over the season game by game, our future, whatever the contract status is. And Bruce Allen said it may take a few days considering the injuries. Jay Gruden with a contract, when I said I assume you're back, he said he never knows, but Bruce Allen said you can assume Jay Gruden returns as the Redskins head coach. To get 7 wins out of this team with the injuries they've had, it's an accomplishment. Eagle crowd here at FedEx making noise on 3rd down. Josh Johnson has to get rid of it out of bounds. The pressure was on with 11 seconds remaining. Hester, one of the reserve linemen, coming in on Johnson.
And one of the things we've seen that's happened to Josh Johnson, watch the rush lanes by the Eagle defense as they pressure the quarterback. They kind of collapse on top of him. He can't step up. He can't move forward. And that's what you want to be able to do as a quarterback. If you have to bail out the backside and then wrap around, the advantage goes to the defense. So not only a good pass rush by the Eagles, but good rush lane integrity.
It's a fake punt, and the pass is completed for a first down. J.U. Chesson hauls in the completion. Tressway on a fake punt, and the Redskins will keep the football. A little trickery to try and get closer to scoring. At the end of 3, Eagles 17-0.
That'll be $12.45.
Sure. Drew Brees, what you just did with that Visa card is the most amazing thing I've ever seen you do.
But I've won a Super Bowl.
But you didn't do it so quickly.
Yeah, it took you like 3 hours.
But that's how long a game takes.
Now you can tap to pay with Visa at CVS.
12 celebrities sing undercover in America's biggest guessing game ever.
Oh, snap!
The Masked Singer premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
200 Kerbeck Cadillacs reduced. FCKerbeck.com.
Come join us. When you direct deposit your tax refund to a prepaid Visa Rush Card, you can get your tax refund up to 2 weeks early. And with Rush Card, you don't have to pay extra check cashing fees to get your money, so you can focus on what matters most. Get your tax refund up to 2 weeks early. Call 1-866-RUSH-CARD or sign up at rushcard.com. And now for a limited time, get $100 added to your Rush Card with qualifying use. See www.rushcard.com/offer for more details.
Super Avery likes going on adventures. So Avery likes going on long car rides. And Mom likes that Avery likes that. Because more time on the road means more time together. At PECO, we're working to help expand access to faster charging stations so drivers and superheroes can recharge their electric vehicles and go farther than ever before. PECO, the future is on.
Tis the season for sibling rivalry, and these siblings have been very good. Get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac XT4 from around $359 per month. Or get 0.9% APR financing when financed through GM Financial.
Good design on the fake by Ben Kotwicka. Well, you got motion right there. That's Avonte Maddox, the starting safety. Gets him to turn his back. And then nice timing on a little speed out with the punter and the gunner.
Tress Way now 2 for 2 in his career, the punter, when it comes to throwing. Doug Peterson said, given the circumstances, we got to be ready for anything. Think of it as a Washington special from their special teams. And a first down.
What's up?
Josh Johnson on the run. Carrying it wide open. Jamison Crowder, but the ball hung in the air. And it was almost intercepted by Corey Graham.
Hard to get a lot on that one as you're rolling out to your right, and it floated a little bit, gave Corey Graham the opportunity to come in and make a play on the ball. Good job again extending by Josh Johnson. He gets outside the pocket, just can't get it tight enough to get down there, and you can see the recovery by Corey Graham to make that deflection.
Vikings have tightened things up. Down just 3 now against the Bears in the second half. We'll get an update, show you how that happened in just a moment. Eagles are doing their part. They need the Vikings to lose. If they want to be back in the playoffs. Johnson's pass and almost intercepted again, a little underthrown. Malcolm Jenkins was back there. Carissa has a game break.
Chris, you just alluded to it. Not what Eagles fans want to see. Kirk Cousins finds Stephon Diggs for this 2-yard score. Vikings still trailing, though, 13-10. Chris?
All right, thank you very much. A 3-point difference. They're still late in the third quarter in that game. Fourth quarter here. Eagles, because of some stumbles through the course of the season, and they'll think of Tennessee and Carolina, some games that got away in the second half. They're in this position.
Hey, good.
But fighting to the finish if they get a win, and that helped with a Viking loss. Back in the tournament. On 3rd and 10. Pressure coming. Chris Long, incomplete for Crowder. And it'll be 4th down. Punting unit out.
You don't want to leave any regrets out there. We always talk about at the beginning of the season, you're not going to win a championship in the month of September, but you sure can lose one. And those critical losses to Tennessee and Carolina really having an impact on the Eagles. They found a way to win a couple of games early there to start the season the first 2 weeks, but boy, they let a couple of them slip through their fingers.
And that's some dramatic wins, beating the Rams and the Texans, a couple of playoff teams. That will bounce around the 25 and be down, so the Eagles back on offense, a quarter away from victory. Last time they had the football, Aguilar put it in the end zone.
McDonald's 2 for $5 mix and match deal is back, and the fresh beef quarter pounder with cheese is the new headliner. Mix your choice of 2 favorites on the remixed 2 for $5 mix and match deal.
Well, how the massage chairs working out for everyone?
I don't know. I'm still a little stressed about buying our new house.
Well, it's a good thing we don't have to worry about homeowners insurance. Geico can help with that.
We can get homeowners insurance help from Geico?
Well, sure. And they can save us a bunch, too.
Mm-hmm. I'm starting to feel better already.
Get to know Geico and see how much you could save on homeowners and condo insurance.
It's on time! It's on time! Michigan State.
It all comes down to this.
The Red Box Bowl. New Year's Eve at 2:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Today's game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Eagles trying to get in the playoffs as a wild card. Last wild card team to win the Super Bowl, the Packers with Aaron Rodgers. You can see the list of those teams that have historically. The Giants behind Eli Manning, going back to the Raiders and Broncos. And we want to wish a happy, healthy new year to Matt Millen, who has gone through heart surgery, resting, recovering. Played with the Redskins. Of course, it was on that Raider team that we just mentioned that went on to win the Super Bowl as a wild card. One of the good guys in football, always representing himself in the game well. And glad, Matt, that you're doing okay. Got a lot of folks out there rooting for you.
5-3, 5-3.
Smallwood carries. And gets up across the 26-yard line. Over 300 total yards of offense for the Eagles, and they're nearing the 100-yard rush mark.
Yeah, but this has been one of those games, and when Doug Peterson is patient with the run, it's not what everybody thinks. It's not going to be a balanced attack. It's going to swing one way towards the pass. And you go back to last week against the Houston Texans, one of the great defenses with a tremendous pass rush. They threw it 49 times, ran it 22. It's the complexion of the game, but he talks about being efficient when he is running the football.
And he says sometimes you'll get a yard, you'll get two. I got to tell the guys it ain't going to be pretty. Foles will keep and get sacked. Ryan Kerrigan, that would be his 13th of the season. And Kerrigan, a perfect segue. He was one of those players, Darryl, when you asked him about DJ Swearinger, who was critical of the defensive coaching staff and maybe the practice habits. He said, no, I don't think that's a problem on this defense. DJ Swearinger, the former safety of this Redskin team, released on Christmas Eve after previous warnings from the head coach about going outside the building to complain about the operation.
Yeah, you don't put the business inside the locker room, outside to the press, and he had been talked to about that by Jay Gruden earlier this season on a couple of occasions. So I applaud him for doing that. He had to. The locker room is the most important part of your team.
Tipped away and incomplete. Pernell McPhee making the nice defensive play.
We've seen him get it over the top a couple of times this game on some of those screen passes, but not on Pernell McPhee that time.
Punting unit comes out, so after a run, a couple of pass attempts, one that Foles couldn't get away, and then one that got knocked away. And just to put a cap on Swearinger, reclaimed by the Cardinals, I say, because he was once with that team. But there's a reason he's with his fifth team over 5 different years. He has tended to, his other coaches say, drifted off on his own and doing his own thing on defense. Crowder on the punt return. And a good return across the 46-yard line. The Redskins on offense. Beautiful night here in our nation's capital, just down the road.
I'm Ray, and I quit smoking with Chantix. Smoking, it dictates your day. I didn't like something having control over me. I wanted to stop. The thing is I didn't know how.
Chantix, along with support, helps you quit smoking.
Chantix reduced my urge to smoke, and to the point that I could quit.
When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
For me, Chantix worked. Boom. End of story.
Talk to your doctor about Chantix.
Hey friends, remember getting us for the holidays? You're like, whoa, Ninja Turtles! Get that feeling again with the Honda Pilot during Happy Honda Days.
It comes standard with Honda Sensing, a suite of safety and driver assist features.
Or get tubular in the Honda Ridgeline.
It has this lockable in-bed trunk.
You mean pizza compartment.
Ugh, so full. Get something you'll love during Happy Honda Days with deals on the Honda Pilot. Right now at your Honda dealer.
Introducing the $6 King Box. Choose from the flame-grilled Whopper or 3 other favorites and get fries, a drink, and 2 cookies for just $6. The $6 King Box, only at Burger King.
United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Developing story here as Nick Foles, that last series when he was hit, he's now headed to the locker room. Let's take a look. At the time, it didn't seem like much, but they checked him on the sideline, and he's in pain.
Yeah, you can see right there as he's taken down, right there, the little bit of a grimace. And you wonder if that's just left over from the Jadeveon Clowney hit from last week, which was just brutal when he took that helmet right in the chest.
He came out for a play and came back to lead the Eagles to the victory over the Texans. Johnson's throw is on target for a first down to the 41 of the Eagles. Josh Doctson with the catch, and a close look at the grimace of pain as they check Foles, who again has gone to the locker room. So Nate Sudfeld, the only other active quarterback for the Eagles. Flag in the air, and Johnson on the ground.
Michael Bennett is going to be offsides. I still can't believe he plays the game with those shoulder pads on.
Offside. Defense, number 77. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I would put every pad you afforded me on my body for a game. I mean, that looks like something that my son used to wear when he was playing lacrosse.
Well, you just want to show off the guns.
It's
right?
a shell. Yeah, hey, we're in shells today. I'm in shells every day. Don't worry about it.
He's got 8 sacks this year. Bothered by a foot injury, but toughed it out today for this Eagle defense that has shut out the Redskins. Just over 12 minutes remaining. Vikings still trail by 3. They're in the 4th quarter now against the Bears. Johnson, best scoring opportunity for Washington, and Chris Thompson wasn't even looking.
Well, he actually, that little collision right there was very fortunate for the Washington Redskins, because Avonte Maddox is breaking on that pass, because there was a little bit of a miscommunication between Chris Thompson and Josh Johnson.
Johnson 5 out of 18. He suffered a first quarter interception. Just 44 yards through the air. Total offense for the Redskins, 65 yards. 2nd and 5. The completion short of the first down is Chris Thompson. Nate Sudfeld getting loose over on the Eagles sideline. Originally drafted by the Redskins in 2016. Got in on one play last week. The Eagle backup with Carson Wentz inactive. Johnson jersey pull goes down at the 45-yard line. Michael Bennett. His arms were free. He was able to get through. See, the shoulder pads might have slowed his reach down. That's
it makes
for
him
you.
skinny. He can turn. He doesn't get caught up. Again, he's working with Chris Long, so you got your 2 speed rushers coming from that same side. Tough matchup for a guard. Usually the tackles are dealing with the guys that have the speed and athleticism of Michael Bennett.
All right, I don't know what that's. If that's a fly, eagle, fly, that's a wounded bird there. First sack of the game for the Eagles. And 4th and 12 now for Washington. Johnson, the ball's out. And the Eagles will take over on downs regardless of who recovered it. Fletcher Cox put the heat on along with Chris Long. And the Redskin offense comes up empty once again. The Eagles with the football in the lead.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on,
Benji.
yes, smile.
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin, hold it
Make
sideways.
a flash, Benji. You have to back it up. You want to get everybody in. You can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he did it.
There you go.
I think you got it.
Take another
Is that
shot.
right?
Take one
I
more.
think I blinked.
Escape to football at Buffalo Wild Wings and try our new game day menu featuring $5 brats, cheeseburger and fries, and pitchers.
Alexa, find dramas.
Wait, why are you speaking like that?
Alexa, scroll right.
You do know that Alexa understands normal voice?
I know, but when you want to watch dramas, you need to get into the mood.
No, you don't. That's not a real thing.
Alexa, play Ray Donovan.
There's a doctor at Sloan Kettering.
Does the doctor have a name?
Sharon Bergstein. She's a neurosurgeon.
You know you're a weird guy, right?
I know.
We just talked about the speed on the left side of the defensive line for the Eagles. Here's the power on the right side. Fletcher Cox just picks up Kyle Fuller and drives him back for the sack.
And only Aaron Donald has pressured the quarterback more times this year than Fletcher Cox, two of the best in the game. Nate Sudfeld comes in, and I don't want to overreact, but when Carson Wentz is inactive and Nick Foles leaves injured for the moment, and you're hoping to get back into the playoffs, you're watching that injury closely on Foles. Josh Adams carries and a good run to the 40. Laura.
Well, I know, Chris, we were all watching that injury when the camera was on him and we were watching Nick walk into the tunnel. I think everybody, including myself, was looking at that hand of his. He was walking out fine, but when he got into the tunnel, which is private, no one could see, he stopped and almost leaned down to either catch his breath or was in pain, which I wasn't sure about that until I just got the official report. It's a chest injury. His return is questionable. I'll update it if he comes out or if I hear anything else.
All right, thank you very much. Sudfeld, who was cut last September by the Redskins after one season with the team, signed to the Eagle practice squad. And running the show as Josh Adams is running for a first down, and the clock under 10 minutes to go here. Sudfeld, 26 starts in college in Indiana, set a school record there with 61 touchdown passes. In his third year of the NFL, got a lot of work in the preseason, both with Washington and the Eagles. But in the bigger story, under 12 minutes to go in Minnesota, the Bears with a 3-point lead on the football over the Vikings. The Eagles on their way to wrapping this up for their 9th win, but need that Viking loss to get the final playoff spot in the NFC.
851. 851. Yeah.
Ready? What's up? Josh Adams, big hole. Stays in bounds wisely after getting the first down of the 22.
And when you've got your third quarterback on your roster coming in, obviously the second one activated today, but he's number 3 coming into your season, you need to lean on everybody else. Help out your new quarterback. And this offensive line and the running game has really stepped up. Be patient with the run, but be efficient with the run. Right now, they're doing both of those, and it's a great job because Washington knows in this situation that Philadelphia wants to run the football.
Over 120 rush yards for Doug Peterson's team, and Nick Foles, remember, he had that string of 25 consecutive completions to equal an NFL single-game record and set the Eagle single-game record. Smallwood knocked down right away. At the 10-minute mark, Bears leading by 3 over the Vikings, and the Eagles defense still wins games when you need them won, as they're proving here. Of course, it's a makeshift offense for Washington with all of their injuries.
But they've gotten their job done. That was the matchup that should have favored Philadelphia. Their defense against an offense that's been decimated by injuries. They did their job today.
What's up? Sudfeld's pass is complete. Nelson Aguilar, he's headed to the end zone, and he is in for an Eagle touchdown. His second of the game. fans who made the trip celebrating with the Eagle team. And the Redskin defense has been worn down. And into the end zone with the extra point. It's now 24-0.
Well, we just talked about the running game helping out, and watch the impact that has on these two linebackers right here. They're going to flow to try and protect the run. They get caught in the wash. You catch them in man coverage. Nelson Aguilar coming underneath, and you lose your coverage. Good play design, great play action off of those run plays that you had called leading up to that.
The first career multi-touchdown game for Nelson Aguilar. We've seen Alshon Jeffrey make big plays when Foles was in the game, but this from Nate Sudfeld. And the Eagles, who have played more close games, so they had a dozen games decided by 7 points or fewer. That's the most in the NFL. And this one they have well in hand. Didn't want to deal with a close one. Sudfeld wants the football. He said, wait a minute, I threw that. Can we make a deal here? And the kid says, all right, even though he's got...
Oh, that is tremendous by that young man.
And the young man has a Foles jersey on, wearing number 9. First career touchdown pass for Sudfeld, who wants the football, and thankfully an Eagle fan cooperating with him.
I'll give you this one, but you got to go over there and get me another one and bring it back.
Yeah, give me something. I want an Eagles football. Byron Marshall knocked down. So first he gets a ball. There you go. After the Sudfeld football pass, the pass to Aguilar was given back to him. So this is how good the Eagles are, right? You're down to your third string quarterback, a backup running back who really wasn't in your plans coming into the season, and you're running your way over your division rival in the NFC East and leaving your playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, it's what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to take care of their business. They've come out. They've taken care of their business. The big question is, will the Chicago Bears be able to help them out? And we've talked about this throughout the game. This is a team that's playing well. Now, the big question mark, obviously, the Nick Foles injury. How does that play into next week if everything falls into place for the Philadelphia Eagles?
And with Carson Wentz, and it's a back injury, I guess and there's the youngster who got the football.
That's great.
Cooperative with the Eagle team. Wentz will have a scan on the back and really isn't health-wise in the plans for the Eagles no matter what they do in the playoffs. Sudfeld could be on the spot. Laura reported a chest injury for Foles, who went to the locker room. When you think about his history, Foles, he had a shoulder injury in the preseason, played the opener. If you go back in 2014, he had a fractured clavicle that cost him 8 games. In 2013, he suffered a hand injury and had a concussion in 2013, had a hand injury in 2012. So Foles has had his share of injuries over his career. Pass is caught and good enough for a first down. It's Matt Flanagan, rookie from Pittsburgh. 6 minutes to go. The Bears have added to their lead now. And we'll get an update on that in a moment because it's no longer a one-score game for the Vikings, who if they lose, they're out because the Eagles are winning this one. You heard the crowd going crazy. The Eagle fans here at FedEx Field, they saw the score update on the Bears, 19-10 at the moment. Did that guy have a turnover, a takeaway for the Eagles?
He had an interception in the first quarter.
Okay, I guess that's part of the... Last year was the underdog mask. And the Redskins get on the scoreboard. Josh Johnson will be brought down at the 37 by Fletcher Cox.
But again, it's Michael Bennett playing that inside position, so they're getting him matched up against a guard, and it's tough. Watch, he's going to come inside on the pass rush. Now he's the one that creates the pressure that gets Josh Johnson out of the pocket, and there's Fletcher Cox coming down the line to clean everything up.
You've seen Michael Bennett and Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham kind of control this game at the line of scrimmage. This is the latest as the Bears have a 9-point lead under 8 minutes to go. Screen, Chris Thompson, and the leap in the air to get that goes down at the 45, and it will bring up a 4th down.
One of the things that a lot of people have talked about, about this defense and them making improvements and making strides, the number of guys in on the tackle, and a lot of great pursuit by this Eagles defense today.
And they've been outstanding, as Doug Peterson pointed out, too, that the last 4 or 5 games, the takeaway ratio, the turnovers, whether it's been special teams, the defense had an interception earlier, they've done their part. Bears added a 2-point conversion, so it's a 21-10 Chicago lead over the Vikings. 24-0 Eagles. Here by FedEx near the first down marker and wrestled out of bounds. Darvin Kidsey, the rookie from Texas Southern. And good enough for the first down. Just over 3.5. So the Rams are locking up with a 45-17 advantage at home against the 49ers, the 2 seed in the NFC. The Chiefs 35-3 in the 4th over Oakland. Will get the 1 seed in the AFC with the Patriots. And with the Patriots, when they're a 2 seed, when they get a first round bye, they're usually headed to the Super Bowl one way or another. Open sideline. And out of bounds is Michael Floyd. Kurt Menefee has an update. Kurt.
And as you mentioned, this is why Eagles fans are rejoicing. Tariq Cohen with a little 4-yard score. Bears get the 2-point conversion, and they open up the lead against the Vikings 21-10. Chris, Moose, Laura, have you mentioned the scenarios for the Eagles making the playoffs at all?
We'll get to that when we have time. We've been enjoying the scene here at FedEx Field. Doug Peterson, tough to get back and repeat this team on the doorstep after people had written off the Eagles and they knew about it. We touched on that Saints blowout and then trailing against the Giants. He called it a galvanizing moment, or it was one that he hoped would, and they took it and ran. How dangerous is this Eagle team heading into the playoffs, assuming that the Vikings continue to lose and this holds up?
Number one thing is how is Nick Foles? What is the health of Nick Foles? Other than that, the one concern I would have is really a consistent running game. Doug has talked about being patient with it. Can they be efficient in the playoffs? That's very important if you're going to make a push.
That's complete.
Everything else is there. They've got a good defense. Their defensive line, you can see the pressure that they can generate. Now, this is an offensive line that's been decimated by injuries. How are they going to perform against the playoff teams? I think for them, the confidence is going out to the West Coast and beating the Rams, coming back to Philly and knocking off Houston in back-to-back weeks. That was extremely impressive.
Overthrow. And the veterans that went through it last year, obviously with Foles, as you said, there's a confidence in him, especially when they get into the postseason. You've got guys like Zach Ertz that are reliable. Alshon Jeffrey Aguilar's had a big game. That defensive line that's come up big. They've worked through injuries in the secondary. I know their pass defense, they haven't been happy about that, but it's been good enough. And a team that's been through it before. We showed you wild card teams that have made Super Bowl runs and had success. It's a whole new ballgame to start the playoffs. Eagles just hoping they're in it. And that was almost intercepted.
And don't forget, the big thing is they're as healthy as they've been all year at this point. And obviously, again, it comes back to Nick Foles. What is his situation? If he's good to go, this team is as healthy as they've been all season. Guys were coming. There's a couple more guys that could be back for next week game. A Mike Wallace. The guys that weren't quite ready this week. And there's a number of those guys coming back that were very close this week.
Eagles last year eliminated the Vikings in the NFC Championship game, and in a way they'll be eliminating them again if they win and the Vikings lose to Chicago. Josh Johnson Jackson is sacked. And the familiar dance of Fletcher Cox.
He's back over here. Gosh, now you're in between the speed. Michael Bennett, Chris Long, and you've got Fletcher Cox in the middle of that. That's tough on the right side of the Washington Redskins offensive line. A group that's been beat up all year by injuries. And Josh Johnson, I give him a lot of credit. You know, he's done a heck of a job coming up here under very difficult circumstances and performing very well, to the point where Chris Long said, I don't really know why this guy's had to wait so long for this opportunity. He had a lot of respect for how he's played under difficult circumstances down the stretch.
He hung in there. That's a 4th sack in this half by the Eagle defense. Bonus coverage will take you out to the Bears and Vikings in Minnesota. When this game wraps up, and Eagle fans will be glued to that, as will the Eagle organization. They have dominated from the start. Low scoring opening quarter. Time of possession more than 40 minutes. Eagles have had the football less than 17 for the Redskins. And Doug Peterson, the commitment to the run when he had to. He had Foles and his 25 consecutive completions. And Eagle fans who have supported their team are going to see them back in the postseason if the Bears hang on. A 21-10 Chicago advantage in Minnesota, under 7 minutes to play. And we'll give you that bonus coverage when we wrap up here. Less than 2 minutes remain in the Redskins season, but the Eagles will play on, it so appears.
So we want to make sure you're covered properly.
Okay, State Farm, let's just say hypothetically that someone used Aaron's bathroom and that person lit a candle and the candle accidentally lit a towel on fire and the towel charred the wall. What would that...
Weren't you just in the bathroom?
I've never been in a bathroom. Not once.
How does that work?
Well, I meditate and I make it go away.
It smells like you burned something.
We should definitely investigate it.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Come, Pamplemousse, since you are my guest, I will try your meat.
Indeed. It's got an amazing mouthfeel.
Nope, I can't do it. 2 Bud Lights, please.
Ah, but I don't like Bud Light.
They're both for me.
Bud Light. For the many, not the few.
Look at that. Oh! You notice everything down here.
Yeah, these seats are ridiculous.
I feel like I could probably be in the NBA.
What?
Look, if I had a solid month and a half, I think that I could be a real NBA player. Maybe I'd come off the bench.
You should do it.
I think I can do it.
You should do it.
I'm gonna get drafted at 40.
So 10 years ago? Oh! This dude is on fire. Oh, man.
At T-Mobile, get the unlimited plan with the latest phones included for $40.
We're included?
Included!
At T-Mobile, get the unlimited plan and the latest phones included for $40.
Feels so good to be included.
How much time?
6 minutes and we're a baked potato.
Take a message back to your people.
Welcome to the galaxy.
The Orville, tonight on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, reminding you to not drink and ride your horse.
Super Bowl 52, Eagles underdogs against the Patriots. The Philly special, Nick Foles called it the signature touchdown. And Zach Ertz, the touchdown put them ahead to stay. Eagle defense held on that final Patriot drive, and they win their first Super Bowl title in a thrilling 41-33 game against the Patriots. Patriots are in. Eagles are on their way in, but will have to do it as a wild card as the 6th seed, and if it holds up, and the Bears have the football back at an 11-point lead in Minnesota with 6 minutes left, Eagles would play the Chicago Bears in the first round of the playoffs. Trey Burton, the guy who threw the pass, you talk about the Philly special, a member of the Chicago Bears. And good enough for the first down as the clock will run. Last time, there's the update, under 6 minutes to go there in Minnesota. Last time the Eagles defense had a shutout, 2014, was against the Giants. Just another notch in the belt for this team and its fans.
How about Prod Papa, Andy Reid out there in Kansas City? He's going to the playoffs. He's got Doug Peterson possibly going to be there. Matt Nagy's going to be there. The Andy Reid tree is looking pretty good here the last couple of years.
It looked awful for the Eagles after the blowout loss to New Orleans, but then beating the Giants, beating the Redskins, that overtime loss at Dallas, but then beating the Rams in Houston and coming here and flexing their muscles. Whether it was Wentz or Foles, a veteran team back in the playoffs with a win here. And less than 5 minutes to go in Minnesota. Again, bonus coverage coming up there. But the Eagles play on. And we certainly will keep a close watch on the health of quarterback Nick Foles.
That will be the #1 factor moving forward, because as Doug Peterson told us yesterday, we are playing our best football of the season right now.
Nate Sudfeld coming in relief, throwing a touchdown pass. 24-0 as the clock ticks, and the Bears have added a field goal. They lead now 24-10 in Minnesota with less than 4.5 to play. That bonus coverage is coming up, but Daryl and I will have more from FedEx Field on the Eagles' victory in just a moment. We're glad you're watching the NFL on Fox.